333. R.I.P.P. Don P. Ph.D. Yo. I said, R.I.P. TV. Tell the homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? R.I.P.P. God bless the real. Only for the righteous. The rest will go to hell. Flipping through the book of Revelation, figure it out. Transliterate the translation, do it yourself. It's the last days, life is a test and we in a cage. Concrete jungle, everyday struggle. Fuck the pain, I'm on some HNIC shit. A Gellion 3 shit. If you don't know what I mean, you was never G. Real shit, R.I.P. Yo, P, play that beat back, 333. Burn some weed, repeat that. Shake me up a Tuka pack, break me off for 20 pieces. I'm gone, never looking back. Y'all can't talk to me. R.I.P. TV, tell the homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? Like the weed, play some IMD for me. It's hell on earth for real, but y'all don't wanna see paper trail politics. All the shit was prophecy, strictly for the family. Peace to the prodigy. R.I.P.P. I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. R.I.P.P. I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. Yo.
What up, Vegas? Yeah, fuck the Cowboys. We've been saying it. I'm chilling, man, making hoodies. Working on beats. Rolling blunts. About to talk about football for a little bit as soon as Kerry pops in. I know he's online. I saw him earlier. Hope you're doing good, homie. Yeah, man, I'm just fucking chilling right now. Kind of forgot that I had a show tonight. So, to say that I am fully prepared will be a lie. Anyway, yeah, everybody, wild card weekend is officially over. And as soon as Kerry and or Roger possibly nice, I doubt it. Where they pop in, we will break it all down. The good thing about tonight's show is it's not going to take 3 hours, that's for fucking sure. Because there are only a few games, and there are even less games this week coming up. And there is a bunch of fucking weed inside of my keyboard. Wow. Anyway. I caught a heater this weekend, everybody. I caught a heater. No losses except, Andrew, what up? No losses except two parlays that I lost. Thank you, homie. One parlay because the Arizona Cardinals decided not to show up at all. Thanks, guys. And the other one because Scotty Miller needed 1/2 yard more. Anyway, other than that, cleaned up this weekend. Fantasy-wise, killed it. Came out on top money-wise on all of those. And then now that sports betting is legal in New York, yeah, we're on a 2-week run. It's the playoffs. This is easy. These money line bets are easy. That Bucks game, guaranteed. That Bills game, I'm a Pats fan. I knew the Bills were going to blow us out. Easy win. Easy win. I actually put money line against the spread last night before kickoff on the Rams because I knew they were going to blow out the Cardinals. So, had a $5 bet turn into $280. So, now that sports betting is legal in New York, I believe that next season there is going to be more gambling and fantasy talk as we go along because it was a good weekend, everybody. Yeah, Charles, man, I'm a Pats fan, dude. We took one on the fucking chin, but I'm not worried about it. Mac 10 handle as a rookie. We're building. Now, the problem with the NFL is no matter which team you have the next season, even if you bring every single person back, i.e. Tampa Bay, it's just not the same. Each season is its own unique experience. So, hopefully we can, as Patriots Nation, we can continue to build on this foundation that we built because we got a guy at quarterback. And that's the most important thing in the NFL is you got to have a guy. Every single team that's left in the playoffs except Tennessee has a guy at quarterback. Tennessee has the guy at running back, so it kind of skews more towards that. And they had the guy at coach who Vrabel is probably going to get NFL Coach of the Year this year for what he's been able to do because you lost your best player and you ended up with the number 1 seed in the AFC. Russell Wilson is definitely going to the Giants, Andrew. We have been talking about that on this show for 2 seasons now. I could not fathom him re-signing with Seattle this last year, but he did. He's not going to do it again. We already know it. Now, the only thing that the Giants have going against them, Andrew, is their trash. And that's not going to work. Russell Wilson is going to want to go to a team that he can compete and contend on. That is not the Giants. Pittsburgh has got an opening spot. Hey, he's going to have to let things play out a little bit. Now, fuck Sony Michel. Our running game is set. Damian Harris, Raimonde Stevenson, we're set. So, if the Packers don't win a Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers might not go back to Green Bay. So Green Bay is going to have an opening. Jimmy G is going to be out if they don't win a Super Bowl there. Carolina is going to need a quarterback. Houston, Miami doesn't really like Tua. So there we go. Now we can really get into it. So many teams are in the market for a quarterback. We don't know where Russ is going to go, but as Kerry joins us, our resident Giants fan, we have been talking, especially this guy right here, has been talking about Russ to New York for 2 full fucking seasons now.
Yep.
And I'm not a Giants fan by any means whatsoever, but I am very pragmatic, and it just makes sense. Now, the only problem, Kerry, as I was just saying with Andrew and Charles and everybody, Russ is going to want to go to a team that's ready to contend.
I know.
Now, the one caveat that you do have is going to the NFC East is, most of the teams in that division suck, and Dallas is paper chance. We all know this. So, you can win a division in the NFC East and not be, like, championship game caliber.
Right.
Early on. But we all know Big Ben's gone, and that Pittsburgh job is going to look real good to anybody that wants to go play for a very, very historic and consistent franchise.
Right.
And, Tomlin's not even fucking 50, dude. He just turned 50.
Yeah, well, he's going to.
Yeah, he's going to turn 50. This guy's going to coach for 15 more years.
Yeah, easily.
Hey, I hate Pittsburgh, but I love Tomlin. I would love to play for that guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, Russ to Pittsburgh is a possibility. It's not too far from New York. It's going to be funny how much sway that Sierra has in this decision making, because then New York is going to be the prime time location because the teams out in LA are set right now. They got their quarterbacks. They're not
Yep.
Justin Herbert is one of the few young quarterbacks where the team is going to be like, I don't care who you have, we're not getting rid of this guy. Yep. Mahomes, Herbert, guys like Burrow.
Burrow, Joey Boy Bryant, that.
That guy's the king of Cincinnati already.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, as soon as he got drafted, it was already.
And now he's already producing on the field and showing people exactly why he is who he is.
After he missed the majority of his rookie season.
Yeah. And their offensive...
He was still playing as a rookie. He missed most of the season.
And their offensive line is still not very good.
Right.
It's just, boy, did they hit a home run and get chased for him. Whew.
They
What
did. Like, and the stars aligned because also Joe Mixon had a baller year.
Yeah, he's been around for so long, you forget he's under 25. I feel like this guy's been in the NFL for like 7 years already.
Well, because he's been buried in...
He's one of those guys you've always been waiting for him to... Yeah. It's like, we know you got it in you. Like, just like waiting for it.
Taylor, Jonathan Taylor made some noise last season, but he made a lot of noise this season. So we're kind of waiting for Joe Mixon to get some of that. But if you look at Joe Mixon's season, this guy had an incredible season.
Him and Austin Eckler definitely are the two running backs that took the biggest steps forward in the NFL.
Yeah.
By far. Austin Eckler tied for the league in touchdowns. Like,
I mean, and you look who used to start over him. Melvin Gordon, highly touted.
I always liked Melvin Gordon the way he runs. It's just he can't stay healthy. He got them high knees, man. Them knees come all the way up. And he's kind of tall, so if those knees are coming down, you are getting mushed. It's just the way it is. So, well, let's see how we want to view this week. I texted you, I think, the best synopsis for the NFL right now. The best 8 teams. The 8 teams that are supposed to be there are there. There are no surprises. Nobody squeaked through and upset anyone. The teams that were just like, oh, hey, they made it into the playoffs, got absolutely blown the fuck out.
You picked Dallas, which is why we both didn't go 6 for 6 in games. I thought you must have switched it up.
I did switch it. Switch it.
Yeah.
I did switch it, even though I knew what was going to happen. I had some parlays going on. And I'm all wrapped up in sports book now that it's a thing in New York. Dude, I killed it this weekend. Cleaned the fuck up. It's wild card weekend. These bets are almost guarantees.
Yeah.
Dude.
I would have had a clean sweep because I picked every game right.
Dude, that's why I say I parlayed like fucking the entire wild cards together. Like it was, and then I just, some of them I had Dallas. There was like, it's just, and they just, we'll get to that. We'll get to that debacle. But Dallas is who we know they are, and Mike McCarthy is exactly who he's always shown to be. So I'm actually not surprised. I just thought that they might be able to go in there and just have like an offensive run and not have a close game where somebody has to make a decision in the clutch. But that didn't happen.
Not at all.
Well, yeah, fuck Dallas.
Of course.
Oh, dude, I've been saying it even on Mobb Deep Monday. The whole theme was fuck Dallas. Fuck Jerry Jones. Fuck the Cowboys. I hate them. I just wanted them to win. I wanted them to win so that their perch that they fall from is even higher than just the first round. And I was trying to create it into the universe. So I started switching my pick. I was just like, nah, come on, man. I want them to fall from a higher peak. It'll be even funnier.
Wow.
So let's get into these games because some of them were good, some of them were not good at all.
Oh yeah.
And the ones that weren't good at all, kind of expected it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We kind of expected it. So Saturday, Bengals over the Raiders. We knew it was going to be close because they played each other already, and the Raiders have a formula for playing the Bengals to where they don't allow the deep ball. They make you catch everything in front and make plays, and it always ends up being close. Almost worked again, but this was to be expected. Cincinnati they are taking a step forward. Shout out to Vegas for making the playoffs with the whole Chucky shenanigans in the middle of the season.
And Ruggs, and
then the other kid getting arrested, and then they just they they fired Mayock today.
Yeah, I did see that.
So everybody's gone from that era. Everybody get out of here. They should keep football rich, though. They should.
I like that guy. I think the players do too.
He wrote handwritten letters to every single player on the team after the season was over.
Come on.
That's fucking like 70 letters.
Come on, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, like, do you know how much time it would take to do that?
Yes, it takes a lot of time.
Like, football coaches and free time aren't things that go together. So,
Yeah.
Shout out to him. They should keep him. I don't know if they will. Bengals, better than the Raiders. This was to be expected. There's just too much firepower on the Bengals roster. Now, they did have a couple injuries in the game that are going to play out. I can't pronounce his name. It's a defensive player, is out.
Oh, okay. I
He's
really don't know
He's a stud, though.
the defenders anyway.
No, he's the other stud beside Hendrickson. They have like two studs on defense, and then one of their secondary players is playing pretty well. I think their slot corner. He's the other stud. He's now out for this game, so it might hurt them. We'll see. We'll get into some game prognostication because I am so hyped about this weekend coming up. This is the NFL fans' Christmas divisional round. It's the dopest shit ever, especially this year because these matchups are fucking dope. So, other Saturday game. Listen, man, I'm a Pats fan. I knew this was going to happen. I believe that anybody who played the Bills in that game was going to get blown out.
Yeah.
Boy,
they would have gave it to anybody.
Anybody was catching it. It just happened to be the Patriots. The Pats they weren't that bad. It's just, I knew it. I texted Carrie. We had a full conversation about it. No Bills defenders made the Pro Bowl. They have the number one scoring defense and the number one statistic defense in football and multiple all-pro players. But none of them made the Pro Bowl. I knew they were going to blow them out. I knew it.
Hoyer, Hyde, there's two stud safeties. That's incredible how neither one of them made it.
Their corner.
Tre'Davious White.
Yeah, like studs everywhere. Studs.
Their linebacker, Tremaine.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I knew they were going to come out absolutely firing.
Yeah.
And then when you saw the look on Mac Jones' face playing in 0-degree weather, you knew he was not comfortable at all.
Yeah, he was not feeling that. But Kendrick Bourne stepped up with 2 tutties. That was interesting to see. But then also, like what we talked about, if Buffalo can find a way to run the rock,
it's over.
It's over.
7 straight touchdown drives. That's incredible. That's never happened. That was the first.
Like they had like a perfect game.
That's the first perfect game in NFL history. You know how a team always says, even the Patriots would say, 50-point blowout. It wasn't there were plays we left out there. Buffalo didn't leave anything out there at all.
They threw linemen getting touchdowns.
Dude,
they touched all the corners.
Dude, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew.
Anybody.
Yeah, anybody was getting it that day. I knew it. Like, you knew it if you know that defense. When that Pro Bowl list came out and none of them were on there, you already knew. I'm surprised they didn't pitch a shutout, to be honest with you.
Oh, they were trying.
They were trying. So Mac Jones didn't play terrible.
They suffocated his ass.
That throw into the corner for that first pick, throw was perfect. Better defensive play. That's all it was. He covered so much ground getting to that corner that every quarterback's going to throw that because I don't think anybody thought that he was going to be able to cover that much ground and still get there. And he did.
Yeah.
And that's instantly. Everybody. Game's over. I knew it. Game's over. That's it. That's it. It's over. And then Josh Allen, boy, did he play like an absolute wrecking ball.
Dud.
Dude, just...
Devin Singletary, 3 touchdowns. I mean...
They did whatever they wanted to. This was to be expected.
They did whatever.
Wasn't surprised. Shout out to the Patriots, though, getting back into the playoffs and building a foundation for the future, getting one in Mac Jones. Raimonde Stevenson, absolute home run finding him late in the draft. Absolute stud. So the 2 tight end thing, Jonnu Smith didn't really work out as well, but Hunter Henry had a great year, so it kind of balanced each other out.
And he had a late catch. It was a low throw, but he got to make that catch.
Yeah, he had 9 touchdowns though, so he tied for the lead in touchdowns for tight ends this season. So that's what I said. He had a pretty solid year. Kendrick Bourne,
and he stayed especially for Hunter Henry's history. He stayed.
He stayed healthy too. He stayed healthy. Kendrick Bourne played better than he did ever in San Francisco, so that worked out for him. Front office did a great job this year for the Pats. Future's bright. The only thing that sucks is, the Bills are in your division, and they're all young too. So, wild card games, here we come. I'll take them, though. I'll take them. Fuck it. Sunday's games. This was the easy one. This is how you win money on sports books. Bucks and Eagles. I don't care what the spread was. Take it. Take it. Whatever the spread was, take it. Don't even bet straight up on this one. This one was so ugly. This one was way uglier than 31-15 score that it ended up being. It was 31-0. Like, this was such a blowout.
I so wanted them to get shut out. I wanted that. I wanted that as much as Tampa Bay defenders wanted it. They wanted it.
They wanted it. Devin Smith.
You could see what was going to happen. It's just a natural lull that happens.
Yeah, I mean 31-0.
Smoking them. You at home. You feeling good. You already thinking next week because they're not coming back.
Little Betty nugget. FanDuel puts together a same-game parlay through the Pat McAfee show for the Tampa game.
Mm-hmm.
Gronk, anytime touchdown. Easy. It's playoffs. That's a guarantee. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown. There's no AB or Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is scoring. This is easy. Bucks alternate spread at -3.5. Yeah, whatever. They're going to win by 30. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
The fourth leg of the parlay. The most unlikely. Scotty Miller. 8.5 yards or more.
Ooh. Oh, and he got in there.
He had 8 yards, dude.
Oh, wow.
He had 8 yards on the first catch of the fucking game for him, and then never had another target the rest of the fucking game.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I knew you would like that one. Never got a target the rest of the fucking game.
Somebody put a call in.
This is how you know. So, there was over 69,000 people on FanDuel who were on that ticket. It would have been the biggest single win in sports betting history. If you go back and watch the goddamn replay, that ref spotted the ball from a 9.5 yard catch to an 8 yard catch. You can watch it. The ball landed at 9.5 yards. That's when I knew it. That was confirmation for me.
I got Donahue.
This is some bullshit. FanDuel made the call like, wait a minute. Gronk already scored, Evans already scored, and they're up by fucking 25 already. Like, he cannot get 8.5 yards. And FanDuel said they had lost over $10 million on that one. Because it was a max $10 bet, so you couldn't even bet a lot. But
they would have got Jeff Galooly to that stadium quick.
Dude,
watch your knees, Scotty.
Motherfucking 8.5. He had 8, and then didn't. It was so, and I knew it. I texted Colton the second he got 8 yards. I could bring up the phone. I said he's not going to get another half yard. He'll never touch the ball again. This is just how this shit works because they fucking know. They went into the future and got that sports almanac just like Back to the Future 2 and came back, and Vegas has been running it ever since then. Biff's been the man.
Yep.
I knew it, dude. I fucking knew it. I knew it. Anyway, Tampa blew them out. That shit wasn't even close. It's funny because, towards the end of the year, you got injuries. You got people trying to get healthy, trying to get back into the swing of things. And then the playoffs happen, and then everybody, all hands on deck. There's no, I'm sitting out this one. And then you see the separation of, the Eagles really didn't beat anyone with an above 500 record this year, and now they played a real team. And they were getting destroyed. That was ugly. Dude, I think it was almost as bad as the Arizona game. Dude, the Arizona had 39 yards in the first half, dude.
Which is just Odell Beckham with the blonde hair
Had 40 yards passing.
Then Kyler Murray.
Dude, that game was so ugly.
Whoa.
We'll get to that. So, Bucks, yeah, whatever. Everyone saw that one. So, Niners and Cowboys, everybody was on the Niners because they're getting healthy. Running backs are all 12 of them are ready.
Mm-hmm.
They got
the best one is Deebo Samuel.
And they got Deebo Samuel, who is playing so well this year that people aren't talking about George Kittle at all. It's all about Deebo, right? And then their defensive line can't get to the quarterback. So
they're coming to understand why his name is Deebo.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, we all knew this was going to happen. We all knew it. I just kind of, I was trying to hit a parlay, dude, and I was trying to manifest it. Leave me alone. I would have won so much goddamn money. That's the funny thing about parlays is sometimes you got to do something stupid to boost the odds, and the betting money was actually on the Niners. Like, everyone knew this was going to happen because this is what the Cowboys do. And if you don't know Mike McCarthy, this is what Mike McCarthy does, people. He is terrible at game management and time clock management. He's terrible in the clutch. Everyone always wants to ask how in the world the Packers only won one title with Aaron Rodgers. It's because that guy was the head coach. And when it comes down to
Aaron won despite him.
Yeah, it happened.
Not because of.
Yeah, it happened. So, hilarious. We all hate the Cowboys. Fucking hilarious. We'd love to see him go down in flames. Hysterical.
Deuces.
All that talent every fucking year. It never fails. Dude, they haven't won a playoff game in like 2 decades.
They hit a home run and got an all-pro linebacker.
Who changed their defense completely.
Changed their defense. Diggs, who was looking like hot garbage last year, came in and had an all-pro season this year. Killing it. It's like you wasted these guys. Randy Gregory came playing well. DeMarcus Lawrence came back. He was playing well. You just wasted it. This is waste.
Wasted season. Hilarious what Dak said after the game. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
Fans were throwing bottles at the Cowboys and shit and the refs.
Well, I heard they were trying to throw them at the refs, and they were hitting Cowboys players.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence actually baseball home run swung with his helmet and hit an incoming bottle right back into the stands. It was hilarious on his way out. Clean, too. So clean. Shit just went right back. So anyway, they asked Dak about it. This is the first time he's ever kind of been un-Dak-like. He's always so poised and unshakable.
Sure.
And they said fans were throwing bottles at the refs. He said, good on them. Apologized it all day today. All day today he's been on a media tour apologizing. But he said, good on them. So, let's talk about it. There's only one thing to talk about. The last play of the game. There's literally only one thing to talk about.
God.
So, Big Mike, Dak, and Kellen Moore all said that they practiced that. That they practiced that scenario of doing a QB sneak and getting 20 extra yards, sliding, getting everyone up to the line, doing the whole spike thing. I'm calling bullshit there, Big Mike, because you also told Jerry Jones that you run dummy seasons in your war room basement the whole time that you weren't a head coach, that you've been practicing being a head coach, full seasons and everything. No one believes you. So, the reason why I don't believe you, the Patriots never fail at whoever has the ball, take it to the ref.
Correct.
Larry Fitzgerald has literally become synonymous with just watch film on Larry Fitzgerald. He runs to the sprints to them. Take this motherfucker, because in the NFL, the umpire has to touch the ball before it can be snapped.
Touch it. That's it.
Now, do I agree with the fact that umpire was about fucking 35 yards back when Dak slid and had to fucking sprint?
But to his credit, he sprinted. He busted his ass, got him in there, and got him set. That's not on him.
It's not because Dak. Everyone's like, oh, Dak handed it to the center. No, Dak set the ball down first. Dak set it himself. Mm-hmm. Center grabbed it and reset it. Mm-hmm. Ref comes through. They didn't give him no space to get through. He had to fight through, do a swim move, get around Dak, go and grab the ball, and he set it twice. And then you have to wait for him to get out of the fucking way before you can snap the ball. Like, so if you're willing to practice this, you have 14 seconds. They say that it's 16 seconds is the cutoff to run a play and be able to, in the middle, be able for everyone, including the refs, to come up, get set, and spike the ball and still have 1 second. 16 seconds is the NFL benchmark. And they're usually pretty fucking accurate with that shit. They had 14 seconds. Looks like you needed 16 seconds. So anyway, completely unprepared. They should have known if you're calling that play, a quarterback draw, we know we're doing this dumbass play instead of fucking trying a couple Hail Marys from here.
Faster. You got to get down faster.
Yeah, slide earlier, sprint right to the umpire. You tell them in the huddle.
Yeah.
Dak, you're the only one touching the ball. It's QB draw. It's all on you. You have to know the scenario. So they were unprepared. Not surprised. It's Big Mike. This is what he does. He smashes watermelons and fucks up late in games. This is what happens with Big Mike.
They all agreed to say the same story so that they didn't look disjointed.
Yeah.
But they agreed on that bullshit. Nobody calls a quarterback fucking sneak like that unless you're Joe Judge.
Or if Michael Vick is in his prime. If you had Michael Vick Atlanta days, then it might be acceptable.
Right. Sure.
Because then you'd be like, you know what? He might score. Fuck it. He might score anyway.
He might score.
Yeah.
But he's actually smarter. He got down faster.
Yeah, his football IQ was really high. He would have slid at the exact spot, ran right to the ref.
Yes.
Got it down, had the team up,
did it the right way.
Had the lineman create a gap for him to get through. Like, there are so many teams that would have had, the Chargers wouldn't have been prepared in that scenario. I don't care how good Justin Herbert is. They would not have been prepared in that scenario. You know?
Nah. Yeah.
Patriots, I don't care which quarterback it is, they would have, like clockwork, they would have handled it. Mm-hmm. You know, Pat Mahomes.
You don't have to worry about it because they never have quarterbacks who can run. So you don't have to worry about
Mac
that.
Jones did break a little tackle, get outside the.
But you would never call that play, man.
No, never. I don't think even Michael, they're not calling that for Michael Vick.
They're not even calling that for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Like, it was so stupid.
They trust their arm. Dak has an arm. He could get it down there. Listen, it's already a desperate situation, but we've seen what can happen. Eli throwing a Hail Mary at the end of a...
Aaron Rodgers has done it so many times.
You never know what can happen. Put that bitch up.
Listen, there are three outcomes: touchdown, pass interference, incompletion, or interception. Either one. That's defense wins.
But two of those things are in your favor.
Those odds are much better than what they tried. So you have 14 seconds left. You got enough time for two Hail Marys. Easy. You might be able to get three in there.
Think about this. On the first one, you get the interference. So you move closer. So now you could just call a legit play.
Yeah, dude, they just so it was mishandled. And it's just like all football heads have come to the same consensus on how you would have managed the end of that game, and it wasn't that way. And these guys are getting paid millions and millions of dollars to make these decisions.
Look, the defense kept getting them the rock back, like in incredible circumstances.
Yeah, nobody deserved to win that game.
Yeah.
Nobody deserved to win that game, and Jimmy G also hurt his right shoulder. So not only he's dealing with a right thumb issue, he's dealing with a right shoulder issue, and it's going to be 1 degree in Green Bay at game time.
So Debo's going to have to play quarterback too?
Pretty much. Aaron Rodgers doesn't lose when it's that cold. When he's got the turtleneck on, he's undefeated. Literally.
Yeah.
He wears the turtleneck. He has never lost. So that's going to be an easy. I think I know where my betting money is going on that one, homie. Pretty easy. Chiefs and Steelers. This was the one. So DraftKings gave you a $5 bet on Wild Card weekend, and if your team won, you won $280.
Okay.
Yeah, this was an easy one. Give me my 280, please.
Yeah.
This was so easy. That's why I said I cleaned up this weekend. All the promo deals for make any bet, any team scores a touchdown, shit like that. They got one going with the Knicks right now that the more people who join in on the bet, every 5 people that join in, the point spread goes up another. So it could be like plus 60 by the time. It's like guaranteed shit they're doing.
Yeah.
Like Knicks plus, like, come on, dude. Knicks plus 60. Are you serious?
Those free samples on the corner, getting you hooked.
Well, I'm not a drug addict, so I can just keep playing with that little sample they gave me. I'm stepping on that shit and flipping it myself, homie.
Yeah.
This one was, come on, Big Ben's last game. Who cares? They didn't even deserve to be in the playoffs, and you saw why. They look like shit, dude. Even the last drive of this man's career, he could not throw it more than 7 yards down the field.
Yeah.
They were on like the 21, and he couldn't throw it into the end zone to end his career.
Nope.
He still threw a check down. I was just like, get him out of here, dude. Just go.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see which direction they go next year. Mike Thomas says anything's on the table, but it's all really about Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson right now. Where are these two guys? Because Pittsburgh is a desirable job.
Sure.
So
they have stability.
Yeah.
And they're going to have defenders, and they're going to have some receiver who's just going to go nuts.
Well, Deontay Johnson is good. We know that. And then then you got Naj too, who is a beast. And then Fryer
rock 60 times.
Their rookie tight end, they hit a home run over Freiermuth too. So they're young. They just got a offensive line. Yeah. But I believe, like, if you're Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers agrees to a deal to come to Pittsburgh, and I'm a free agent offensive lineman, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to Pittsburgh. Let's go.
Then you have Devin Bush, who will now be another year removed from his injury. T.J. Watt.
Their defense is all young.
Yeah.
It's all relatively young, outside of Joe Hayden.
Monster. Yeah.
And Hayward.
Yeah.
But Hayward's still playing at first-team All-Pro level, so who cares?
Monster.
Yeah, if Pittsburgh would have been better, he would have been in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. But T.J. Watt absolutely wrapped up that award with that performance. Fumble recovery for a fucking touchdown. Literally, the drive after you tipped it for an interception.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally keeping your team in the game by yourself. It reminded me when J.J. Watt was doing everything for the Texans by himself.
Yes, he was.
He should have won MVP that year. Fuck Defensive Player of the Year. He had 5 touchdowns receiving, too. They put him at tight end, dude. He was killing it.
Tight end. I know. He should have won MVP that year.
He literally drug his team into the playoffs by himself. It was incredible. The only other single season I've ever seen better than that was Adrian Peterson's MVP year.
Oh, when he came back over that ACL, which was incredible.
8 months after tearing all 3 of your ligaments and Christian Ponder's your quarterback, you run for 2,000 yards with 9 men in the box the entire year, and you get to the playoffs. Christian Ponder was gone after that. That's how terrible he was.
I know.
Like, out of here, out of the league, gone.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the most impressive single season I've ever seen in my life.
That was crazy.
Which makes you think.
He would have broke the... Listen, if they would have started a little bit further back, they needed to start 10 yards further back.
Yeah, he just ran out of real estate to get.
Ran out of real estate.
Yeah.
He would have had the record. And the Packers, they were trying to stop him. It's not like they weren't. It's not like they were trying to get him the record. They were trying to stop him.
It makes you wonder, Tennessee this weekend, King Henry's back.
Yes, he is.
Remember, All Day was in Tennessee for a couple weeks before he ended up in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And I told you, they got Adrian there, A, because it made sense. He was the only free agent running back that kind of ran like that. At one point in his career, he used to run like that. And then B, there's a lot of knowledge this guy has about being an android and being able to hear yourself like fucking Wolverine that he can give to that guy because we're going to need him. Mm-hmm. So you got to look at Tennessee. Tannehill's the only non-elite quarterback left in the playoffs.
Yes.
It's elite level play everywhere. These are like the best quarterbacks in the league outside of Justin Herbert not being there.
But Tannehill does have playoff experience.
He does have playoff experience, and he has the best coach left in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Because Belichick's gone, and honestly, Vrabel coached better than Belichick did this year anyway.
Yes, he did.
And boy, they just built it right. A.J. Brown is an absolute monster. He's so physical. Mm-hmm. If Julio shows up at all.
And now you got Deontay Foreman to back up Henry. It's looking like a good situation. They have another receiver out there too. His name is slipping my mind, but he's been getting busy too.
Yeah, he's a rookie. It's something. It's hyphenated.
Yes,
I've been talking about him since like 2 or 3 weeks after King Henry got hurt. This is a guy I kept telling you, Erskine, something like that. I kept telling you about, just like, because fantasy-wise, I was like, he's about as cheap as they get on the fantasy rosters, and he's producing because Julio isn't. Right. And they don't really they didn't have a third receiver at all. No. At all. So, I mean, they play so well that they remind you of like the Giants with Parcells. Yeah. The Patriots.
Yeah, that's a very good comparison.
The Patriots in the early Belichick days.
Right.
You know, when nobody knew that Tom was Tom.
Big. Yeah.
Big, physical, imposing defense, and they're going to run the ball on you, and they're not going to make mistakes. Right. That's who we run, especially the Parcells Giants days. This is exactly what he looks like, which makes sense. He's not a Belichick disciple coaching-wise. Now, he played for the fucking guy.
Right.
He's the one that's different out of all the other branches of the tree, because, no, he played. And not like, one of these other coaches who might have been, like, a backup for, like, 2 years or something. No, this guy played, has Super Bowl titles, was a pivotal role, was really the defensive guy catching touchdowns in Super Bowls.
And never dropped one.
One. This guy it's either 4 or 5 career touchdowns, and they're all in Super Bowls.
No, he has more than that. I think he has 7.
He has 7? I think they're all in Super Bowls, and if they're not, most of them are in Super Bowls as a tight end, which is hilarious.
Most of them, yeah.
Because he never played tight end until it was Super Bowl time. This is coming from a Pats fan. They didn't put him at tight end during the regular season. It's just Super Bowl, and then I go in there. Even though we always had Ben Coates, Gronk.
Oh, you had that one dude he just looked like a refrigerator. Wiggins?
Yeah, they just, yeah.
He just looked like a refrigerator.
He was a block.
Like, how you get open? How do you ever get open? But he would always get open, and he would always catch the rock. I mean, make some ill catches too.
And he was leaning forward when he ran. Go ahead and hit that man. Yeah, he's built like a box truck, 100%. Yeah. So Cardinals and Rams last night. The Rams look like the Bucs from last year. Kind of shaky.
Yeah.
A lot of expectations, a lot of new pieces. Got to figure out how to get in there. That's what they look like, because now it's all hands on deck. And
well, I will say this though, Sam Akers coming back is huge, and he's looking good.
Yeah, quick. Woo.
Yeah, and he put the beats to Buddha, but Buddha was stumbling, and he just caught. It was a bad angle, and it was messed up.
Well, what did I text you? Buddha Baker's the new Bob Sanders. This is an undersized safety who will come up and hit you, and eventually those collisions are going to end your career. You're just not big enough, dude. These guys are too big and fast.
They're starting to find ways to continue to unlock Odell, and they're keeping him invested in the game because he realizes
he's having fun again. You can see it.
Now also that he's playing with the best receiver in the league, Cooper Kupp, he's seeing that, I just need to be this guy, this special athlete, and they're allowing him to do these things. And
they're also smart enough to allow him to do that, because in Cleveland they didn't do that.
Yeah,
you got to remember. So if it was a wide receiver who was throwing a pass, Jarvis Landry every time. He's left-handed and he's extremely accurate. So why not? So Odell never got to do that, right?
Right.
They never really ran end arounds with him because slight injury history or whatever, and plus their running game's all predicated on those two running backs running forward, especially Chubb.
They only let him run one reverse against Dallas.
He probably scored, didn't he? Yeah.
He scored.
Yeah,
He
see?
scored. It was like 50, 60 yards. He scored.
And then what were we saying? Well, if you're not going to use him that much for everything, let him return punts.
Yeah.
He's incredible at it. Let him.
Got busy at LSU doing that. Another key factor is Von Miller. You get Von Miller on a defense that has a lead in the third and fourth quarter, he's going to get your quarterback. But not only that, did you see how quick he was getting out to the edge, tackling the running backs?
Yeah. So I heard a story about Von Miller today on the Pat McAfee show. That in Colts camp, Peyton Manning said that Von Miller is the best athlete that he's ever played with, which is that's incredible because that Peyton Manning played an awful long fucking time. He said
played with Freeney. He played with some freaks.
He said that Von Miller would do all of his linebacker and defensive line drills. He would do all the DN drills, do all the linebacker drills, and then go do one-on-ones with wide receivers.
I love it.
As a DN who's going to the Hall of Fame, doing one-on-ones. Gary, you've done it. One-on-ones in practice.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big fucking deal. This is a lot of egos involved in this moment right here. It's wide receivers and corners. It's a bit...
Oh, yeah.
And
I used to line up against one corner just to destroy him, just to show the coaches he should not be on the field.
And plus, it's always like that practice period always seemed to happen while everyone else was getting water.
Yeah, because everybody saw.
Everybody was watching the corners and wide receivers go at it.
Yep.
It's usually because there's like 20-some wide receivers on the roster, you know, and everyone else is getting water, and then starting ones and whatnot are already done. But everybody, it's like a, you know, it's an event to watch. So, fun times though. But yeah, this guy's fucking doing all his drills and then going and covering wide receivers one-on-one, and they said competing.
Yeah.
So it tells you what type of athlete this guy is. Absolutely scary. So they get him going, it's a problem. So now we can talk about things to come, which is even more exciting because this weekend's awesome. These games are fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
These, like, divisional round, these ones are good. So,
well, it actually feels like the game is back. You got fans in the stands. You feel it's a different energy, you know.
Well, the NFL has also gone off of messaging, and it's just going back to entertaining. And it's a lot more fun when it's because people are going to watch sports to get away from all that shit. Please, they're just playing the games. There's no, and I don't really care. I never did. Use your platform for whatever. That's what we build platforms for. But there's a huge swath of NFL fans that were just like, I ain't watching this shit, dude.
They were still watching. Yeah, but they were still watching.
Nah, ratings this year are up like 16% across the league. Like,
oh yeah,
the NFL killed it this year. Like, killed it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think also people just being able to go to games.
Go to games helps, and they are. You always worry about like generational gaps, right? You have like this era of players and then this era of players. Well, we're coming to an end of this era of players. Aaron Rodgers is. Ben's done. Eli's been gone.
Yeah,
Phillip Rivers is gone. All those receivers, everybody, Antonio Gates done. You know, there's like Gronk and Tom and Aaron Rodgers left.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's kind of it, except like kickers who play forever.
No, Drew Brees gone.
Everybody, dude. So we're at this is it. These are the last guys. It's just like it's gonna feel weird because Tom's gonna play forever. So you're gonna feel like those. No, we're down to like 3 of them left. Mm-hmm. Matthew Slater's still around somehow, but he doesn't count because he's not like marquee. So then you would worry about like
we're still looking at the clock. We got Russell Wilson. We're looking at him. He's been around for a while.
I throw Russ in that group too. Yeah. He's like the youngest out of that group of.
He's like on the back end of that.
So look, beast mode's been gone. Like like LaShawn McCoy's done.
AP's done.
Adrian Peterson's done. Like so you always worry about like the next generation of not Not this group, dude. Joey Burrow, Justin Herbert, Deshaun Watson whenever he gets back on the field.
Julio Jones, and I question if he's even the second best receiver on that team now. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Question. He's not the best. We know that.
Then you got Chase and Justin Jefferson as young receivers who are coming in and destroying the league. Smith from Philly had a good year.
Cooper Kupp had a triple crown.
Cooper Kupp. Yeah, like
wide receiver triple crown.
These new Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and these aren't just like young players who had an impact. No, these guys balled the fuck. Micah Parsons. These guys balled the fuck out. Like,
shit. Look at Devontae Smith. He got busy.
That's what I just said. The Smith, the receiver from Philly, had a great year.
Oh yeah. He had a great year.
So the league is in good hands as far as young talent, dude. There's in the at marquee position, especially quarterback.
I mean, and if you look at the Seattle situation, who wouldn't want to throw to Lockett and that monster DK Metcalf?
Exactly. And then actually, Everett and Swain are both serviceable as second tight end. They need a real tight end, but second tight end, and then like third and fourth receiver. And then, dude, Penny in the backfield has emerged as a real. He's finally arrived.
Like he's playing like he was like he was at college.
Yeah. Exactly. So but I think Russ needs his change of location.
He does.
They need to move on. That era, Legion of Boom, Russ, dangerous era, it's over. The Pete Carroll run, he's 70. 71 actually.
Yeah.
So
I can't see Pete staying there if Russ is gone.
Why would you?
Why? Yeah, for a package deal. I'm done too. We did it. We did it. We did some shit.
Yeah. They fucking won the Super Bowl.
Stupid and didn't give it to beast mode. Gotta own that.
Yes.
But did it.
Yeah, won a Super Bowl title and have got a nickname, Legion of Boom. You got a historical defense that will last forever.
Listen, you changed your whole trajectory in life when you left the Jets. Fuck that, I'm going to college. He went reverse route, blew up at USC. No, I'm coming back. And then got him a Super Bowl.
So is that how you become a successful NFL head coach? Is you get hired by the Jets and quit?
Maybe. Belichick did
it. Pete Carroll did it. Didn't Josh McDaniels that was the Lions. No, that wasn't the Lions. Was it the Lions?
No. It was the Lions.
It was the Lions that he didn't even get off the plane, made the plane turn around.
He spurned them.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so divisional playoffs. These matchups are fucking dope, and honestly, this is how I wanted them to be matched up. It wasn't like, we're going to watch the Bucks and the 49ers play.
Right.
It was just like, I don't want to watch that. I wanted to watch the Rams and Bucks go at it again. Yeah. Now, so let's talk about that one first. Rams and Bucks. Tristan Wirfs walking in a boot. Not a good look at all.
Not good.
At all. The real question is, will Fournette be back?
You need playoff Lenny. You need that guy. I mean, Vaughn came in there and did very well. I mean, he's getting snaps over Le'Veon and
Gio's back after.
Gio's back.
So he's got his third down back. So you get playoff Letty, that'll help. That's huge. I do believe that we might see O.J. Howard show up. He might he might have 100 yards out of nowhere.
Like he has to.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're
gonna have Ramsey on.
He's gonna have to run. They're gonna have to run.
So you're gonna have Ramsey on Mike Evans, but Ramsey does so much stuff that he's not going to trail Evans all game. He blitzes. He covers tight ends. He goes to safety sometimes. He's just.
He's going to be on Gronk too.
So Tom's going to see it. Whenever Evans is not covered by Ramsey, you can bet Mike Evans is getting the fucking ball. This is happening, and it's Gronk in the playoffs. Cameron Brate will probably score.
Yes, he will.
These are the games where he does score because everyone's so focused on Gronk. The second tight end always sneaks out in these types of games. But this offensive line thing is an issue.
It's going to get you 8.5 yards.
This motherfucker.
It's going to be the first play of the game. Scotty Miller, 15 yards.
Probably 100 yards. Longest touchdown in NFL history. Literal goal line to goal line. Why not? And it won't be available in any bet this week.
It's funny.
Shout out to FanDuel, though, because they gave everyone who bet on that parlay, they gave them their money back because they said that was kind of fucked up.
Nice.
They said they never do that, but even they were like, oh, that's kind of fucked up because the ref did move the ball backwards.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up. Okay.
So they didn't lose anything outside, nobody won.
I would rather give the people who use my platform their money back in lieu of losing millions upon millions of dollars. So yeah, I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, like it made me be like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be bet $1, dude. Whatever. Give me my $1 back.
Yeah, fine. Good. I'll get that back.
I mean, since it was a same game parlay, they put a $10 cap on it.
Okay. I was gonna say because I was wondering how much.
It paid out at 186.
Okay.
So it's just like, they would have lost a bunch of money. It was 69,000 people. But they did give everyone their bet back because they were just like, dude, you could see the ref like. It was just like, hey, what are you doing? Even I was like, hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's the one we need. Because the other ones were easy. So, being a Tom Brady fan and knowing that this is the playoffs, once again, this game is going to hinge on Matt Stafford. If Matt Stafford has a couple picks, they're going to lose.
Also, it's going to, this worse situation, and not only worse, Jensen got folded backwards too.
Yeah, he came right back though, and he's an animal, so he's going to play.
He did, but he'll be facing Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I know. These are issues, but
It's different.
the one thing that works in the favor for the Bucs is Tom fucking Brady. No one gets rid of the ball faster or makes quick decisions quicker.
But also pressure up the middle, and you have the most dominant monster coming at you right up the middle.
So I'm looking for the tight ends to be involved a lot, get it out quick, and I would look for Gio to have a big game.
Gio is going to be key.
This is a James White game.
Yep.
100%. So Gio's going to have a big game. They have to be able to run the ball to slow down.
Shit, I was going to say Kevin Falk. I was going to take it back even further than that.
Yeah, but this is more of a James White win because Kevin Falk,
Kevin Falk could do a lot more.
Yeah, it was so much more.
He could do more than Gio. Yeah.
Kevin Falk was your closer because it's just like if we need you to run up the middle for 3 yards and also slide out here and catch this and pass block, you'll do whatever it takes. It's Kevin Falk. But so I want to pick the Bucs, but those offensive line injuries against this defense that is fully healthy right now is a problem. It's really on the Bucs D.
And another thing that was concerning is I know we like Tyler Johnson, but when you just don't get consistent snaps and all that, and you get thrust into a role that is held by a Pro Bowl caliber receiver, and Godwin.
Yeah, his timing was off. He was off.
You can't stop running and then just Tom is throwing the ball to a spot. He expects you to keep running. You may not think you're open, but he sees you are. If you keep running, he's throwing you open. So you got to keep running. So it's inexperience like that. One mistake, especially against a defense as talented as the Rams, and they're going the other way with it.
Yeah, I saw this story play out last season. It looks like the Rams are probably going to at least play the Packers, and we'll see what happens. Dude, everything's clicking. Everyone got healthy at the right time. Odell got worked into the offense and is a major factor at just the right time.
Sony Michel's playing the best ball he's ever played in his life, and you got Sam Akers back.
And
get Daryl Henderson back too.
Yeah, you can bring Sony Michel in and like dig in his ear and talk about Tom Brady and all that shit because they played together in New England and it doesn't look good for the Bucs just because of health, and this is what the playoffs come down to. Now, if this was all everyone healthy on paper, this would be absolutely fucking amazing. These two teams going at it. Which is why I wanted to see this matchup, because this is extremely physical and active defense and extremely physical and active defense. These are two fast, active defenses that create a lot of turnovers. So it's all going to come down to, this is classic football. You're going to have to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to convert short and third and short. You have to be able to stay on the field. And whichever quarterback has more turnovers, the team's losing.
Well, in Tampa, their defense, they've shown that they've been giving up stuff on the outside. Even when the Eagles scored, they were getting outside. And so, with all that speed that the Rams have on offense, I mean, we're talking Kupp and Odell, Akers. They got guys who can get outside on you.
Higbee eating up the middle.
Yeah, it could be.
It's not going to be good. Odell running around.
Van Jefferson is fast.
Van Jefferson running up the seam, which they will use. And then he has the other white guy. Discount Cooper Kupp, Swarnick or something like that.
Swarnick or something.
Who has been implemented into the offense over the last 3 to 4 weeks. I'm telling you, everything is coming together for them right now, and it's all on Matthew Stafford.
Robert Woods role.
So it comes down to which Matthew Stafford is going to show up.
Right.
Because though that was a very decisive win, 202 yards.
He left plays out there.
He left plays out there, and they limited him to only 17 attempts.
Yep.
202 yards. They didn't allow him to make Matthew Stafford mistakes.
Right.
The Bucks, they take away the ball. So it's all literally, once again, it's all on Matthew Stafford. It's like how the 49ers do with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
The game wasn't on his shoulders.
No. The game was on Debo's shoulders.
That's smart, though.
He's what he did.
White
is going to have to, and they got Levante David back, which is great for Tampa Bay, but Devin White's going to have the game of his life.
Debo is what one of my favorite players of all time was supposed to be. Percy Harvin.
I know.
This is what Percy was actually bigger than Debo, because Percy was a big fucking dude.
Yes, he was.
Debo actually runs a little bit more physical than Percy did. Percy had like slip and wiggle to him.
Percy has scoots. I mean,
he would
embarrass you with the scoots.
He was just, if he could have kept his head healthy, dude, he was unstoppable. Yeah. Absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah. He didn't play for like how long? Like almost 2 years or something.
Yeah.
Seattle picked him up. Touchdown.
Instantly. Yeah. So talented. He reminded me of when he was on the field. He was like the offensive Sean Taylor. It was just like, well, that guy's the best football player on the field. I don't care how young he is. He's better than everyone else out here. And you just knew it.
Yep.
And it was just, one of those, here, let's just get him the ball somehow.
He was the fantasy cheat code. If you had Percy, you definitely going on a playoff run.
Oh, Lord have Percy. That's all me and Dice used to say to each other. Every time he made a play, I'd text him, oh, Lord have Percy. Did you see that? Like, dude, one of my favorite what ifs in the NFL history. Percy Harvin, what if? Well, we're seeing it now.
Finally healthy enough to do this, because he does this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're seeing it now. We got Debo, and his name's, dude, they both had just incredible NFL names. Percy Harvin. Whew. Lord have Percy. And then Debo. His name's Debo, for Christ's sakes.
Debo coming.
He is required to be physical.
Yeah.
It has to. I mean, nobody gives you that name if you aren't just fucking beasting people. We've all seen Friday.
Gave him that name because straight up, he was like, man, my son is out here Debo. And it was like, I'm calling you Debo from now on.
Yep, he's living up to it, man. He's the single most exciting non-quarterback in football right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
His coach says if if he converted to running back full time, he would get 1,500 yards easy. Do you think who thinks he's lying? I don't think he's lying. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I see it.
Especially in modern day NFL, where most of your linebackers are around 210 to 220 now. They're not thumpers at 240, 250. Everybody's quick and can move. He's just as big as the linebackers. This is why he runs through people.
Yeah, and he's fast and he's strong.
Yeah, and he
wants the smoke.
Yeah, that's a football player right there. Woo.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, I got the Rams and Bucks. I hate to say it. It's just they're just not healthy enough.
Yeah.
The pragmatic side of me says the Rams should win this game, especially with Tristan Wirfs being hurt and Von Miller, another player who has gotten fully integrated into the team in rotation and whatnot. It's all coming together for them, just like the Bucks did last year.
Absolutely. Oh, this would be a terrible 2-week stretch, though. Pats go out, and then TB12 goes out. This would be a bad stretch.
Yeah, but the pragmatic football fan in me saw it. Nobody was beating the Bills last week. I don't care who it was.
No, nobody.
Were the Patriots going to win a Super Bowl? No rookie quarterback has ever made it to the Super Bowl, let alone win it. I'm happy about the foundation building. This right here, I can see it coming. They're all hurt. Godwin's out. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's worse than having Evans out, to be honest with you, because Godwin's like the middle guy. He's the glue guy. He occupies the center above what Gronk does.
Godwin would have 12 catches easily a game.
Yeah. He's the volume guy, so...
He's also the run game. He's an extension of the run game.
That's what I'm saying. So they did pick up John Brown, though.
They did?
Yes. Playoff edition. John Brown might be on the field this week.
He's got some scoots. He can't stay healthy.
Well, they only need him to have some scoots right now.
Yeah. Yeah, just stay healthy for 2-3 games. That's all we need to.
Yeah. I mean, just run. Yeah. That's literally it. That's all they're going to have you do. Just run. AB doing what AB did just derailed their entire Super Bowl chances. He was the key.
He was. He really, truly was. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Gronk and Tom win Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, but this is different. You don't have Belichick on the side to be the X factor. AB was the X factor.
If you have AB on that team, yeah, I easily pick Tampa Bay.
Yeah, me too. He's unstoppable, and him and Tom were already on the same page. So now you got him, Tom, Gronk, and Mike Evans all in synergy. It's unstoppable.
You can't cover you can't double everybody. You just can't do it. So you're gonna have to eat some poison.
See, that's why the Godwin injury was so devastating, because it was, and playoff Lenny, because it's just like it was impossible for you. Literally, you cannot cover all of them at once, and then 5 weeks to go in the season, lose Godwin, AB's gone, Lenny's gone. It's just like, damn, you lost 60.
Even Ronald Jones
out, but they didn't like him anyway. They actually
but he could hit you for a good run.
Yeah, but they like Vaughn. He stepped up enough.
They do like Vaughn.
He stepped up.
Like Vaughn. I'm like, this kid runs hard. He's quick.
So I think if OJ Howard has a big game, that would make sense. If the Bucks win, OJ Howard's going to have a big game, and the running backs collectively are going to have like 3 touchdowns.
Right. Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
Saying a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I hate to say it, Tom. Everybody knows, no bigger fan than me, but you can't win it every year, and you usually don't. Usually go every other year. So we'll see you back next year, buddy. All right. So Saturday, 4:30 p.m. See, this is the matchup. These are the matchups I want to do. This is why I'm so hyped. Bengals and Titans. I didn't want to see the Raiders win this game and be in the next round. I didn't want to see the Bengals play the Chiefs or the Bills either. I wanted to see them play the Titans. Track team versus...
This is like an ill championship game.
Yeah, but you know what? The Bills are going to make the championship game, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So this is a track meet versus a team that wants to come and just grind it out. That's why I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
This is literally the most dynamic.
So basically, it's track versus field.
Yeah, it is. This is the most dynamic skill position group in the NFL, easily. Easily. It's not even close. Versus that team that will go 2.5 yards per carry the whole game and grind you down and win it somehow.
Yeah.
Well, what version of King Henry are we going to see? Is he going to? If he's at full strength, forget about it. Forget about it.
I'm just saying that getting that first round seed was humongous for them. So now you just gave this guy another week to get healthier. I don't know. I don't know what version of him you're gonna get, but you're gonna get a version of him.
Well,
And
see, here's the thing. Even
that's on the field.
so, even if he's just on the field, it's like having. It's an accountable player. Like, you have to. Every time he's on the field, at least two players are going to be like, ah, shit, he's on here. I have to focus on him at all times.
Yeah.
You're going to look at tight ends should have a big day. Play action should work out. A.J. Brown on one-on-one matchups on play action, on slants and things like that. And then that other kid, Erskine Smith something.
Oh, yeah, Erskine. Yeah.
He should have, they have to be effective. They don't ask Ryan Tannehill to do too much, even without King Henry. They don't ask, because their defense, since adding Zach Cunningham, is a whole different unit.
Yeah. I mean, just think when Terrell Davis went in and he had a migraine in the Super Bowl, they just needed him to be a decoy. Him just being there changed the whole mindset of the defense.
So, my senior year of high school, first round of the playoffs, the only game I ever had to play with a migraine.
Yeah.
What did I have? One catch for -2 yards.
Yeah.
And 0 tackles. They didn't know I had a migraine.
Right.
They had to account for the double team still happened out of the slot. And on defense, that quarterback never threw it to the guy I was covering. Never even looked my way because our other corner was trash. And whoever was covering him. Yeah, the other
on rep.
The other corner gave up 18 catches that game. In total. Trash. Absolute garbage. Yeah, why would you look that way? I'm this conversions all day. So, we still won. It was an ugly game. I contributed absolutely nothing. But that team didn't know I had a migraine. Still had to account for it. King Henry's on the field. That play action, those linebackers are sucking up. Because if they don't, and you let him get it, come on. Those are 12-yard carries all day with linebackers and safeties getting ran over and beat up, which is exactly what they want. The only question is, can Tennessee's secondary keep up with this, all of them? Can you keep up with this? There's 4, and if you count Mixon out of the backfield, you have 5. Can you keep up with all of them?
Yeah. And Mixon's been getting better at catching the ball.
That's what I'm saying, Kerry. Like, can this physical, big-bodied team actually keep up with them? Now, Cincinnati's offensive line is trash.
Right.
So, but Burrow don't give a fuck, dude. He's whatever. Sunglasses on, cigar.
We haven't really heard any from at all this year has been Bud Dupree. I mean, has he even been playing?
Yeah, he has. He just hasn't been doing shit.
Been doing shit.
So that's why he was kind of supposed to be the boost that Zach Cunningham ended up being late.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they got that boost.
Yeah.
And they're relatively healthy. I mean, Julio Jones is still, you have to account for him. You still have to cover him. And if you get into the red zone and you want to put like your third corner on him who's like 5'10" or something, that's stupid. He can still go above you. It's Julio Jones. So,
yeah, I mean, he can still give you that.
I'm rolling with the Titans on this one. They're too well coached. The Bengals are going to be taking steps. You know, they won their division. They won a playoff game.
The championship game before.
Yeah, the Titans all have experience. They've all done this already, and they don't even if King Henry wasn't there, I would still go with the Titans because they just win games. They just win football games. It doesn't matter. This is old Patriots football. They're big. They're physical. They run. They create turnovers. Their quarterback doesn't necessarily turn the ball over, even though he doesn't really do anything to win the game. He doesn't really lose it. And he's still athletic enough to take off on you.
Yeah.
So, heart, mind, pragmatist in me all says Titans, even though I actually want the Bengals to win because they're more exciting to watch.
More exciting to watch. I know.
That's the thing, though. If Tennessee, what are they going to do? Are you going to really cover Chase and Higgins one-on-one? I know you got the safety who's all-pro, but like...
And then also who they really could use right now is their rookie corner towards ACL, the one out of B-Tech.
That's what I'm saying, man. So you saw Chase could win a game on his own. This guy will go for 4 touchdowns and 300 yards if you like... And Burrow will throw it to him like, oh, damn, come on.
I mean, and then who you covering T with? And then, I mean...
Who you cover Tyler Boyd with?
Destroy everybody in the middle.
And if they don't, then the tight end will have 3 touchdowns. Like,
Yep.
Dude, they can put up 50 with no problem. It's just, is this offensive line going to hold up
Right.
against the Titans' defense?
Sure.
And then, can the Titans, especially without the Bengals losing their best defender, not named Trey Hendrickson, can they stop these long drives? Eating up the clock, just physical 3-4 yard carries.
You know that's what Vrabel will do. He will keep the ball out of Joey Boyvan's hands.
That's the best way to beat somebody like that. Just don't limit their opportunities. So, I mean, I want the Bengals to win, dude.
You're gonna see Henry. You're gonna see Foreman. You're gonna see all that. You're probably gonna see some wide receiver reverses.
AJ Brown's definitely running a jet sweep.
RPOs, absolutely.
All that stuff to limit their opportunities, which is why they win.
Tannehill can run. We know that. So
this is why they're going to win this football game. It's going to be ugly, and people aren't going to like it because it won't be as exciting as you would want it with this.
Right.
But this is playoff football.
Yep.
It's playoff football. So I want the Bengals to win. They're so much fun to watch. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
49ers and Packers. 1 degree in Green Bay. Jimmy G's got multiple injuries. Now, I know the 49ers have like 13 running backs, and they'll use all of them.
They will.
But it's Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and it's not the championship game yet. He wins these ones.
Jair Alexander's back. That's huge. But also the other defensive end, Zadarius
Smith,
he's back, which is huge. You get more pressure on Jimmy G. We see what he does.
Well, so I look at it as just he has the torn ligament in his thumb, which means he's having a hard time holding the ball already, right? Mm-hmm. Now you're going to a 1 degree football game.
Oof.
You know what those footballs feel like when it's that cold. They are so slick. And this is a playoff game, dude. So that means brand new balls all the time in rotation, just slick, hard to catch, let alone throw with a thumb that you can't hold, and now a sprained shoulder.
What if Shanahan pulls a Belichick and runs that bitch 50 times?
What if he pulls a Belichick and puts in fucking Trey Lance and just RPOs that entire game, and then when Jimmy G put him back in for the next one?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't by choice. You got to remember that Bledsoe came in and won a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brady came back in and won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So...
Yeah.
The Packers, their run defense is their weakness. Shanahan will run it a million times. Their offense is based off of the run.
You have a stable full of running backs. You're not going to use them, and your best one is all in the field all the time, Debo. So, and he's all over the field. So if that's what my strategy would be. I would be running that thing, handing off, running that thing.
I mean, I remember another young, light-skinned, athletic quarterback going into Green Bay about 7-8 years ago at this point, 6-7 years ago, and setting records.
Correct. I would do the same.
So if you think about it, in our lifetime, I can only think of 2 playoff games in Lambeau where Green Bay lost.
I can think of 3.
I can think of 2, and both of them were by black quarterbacks.
Well, Vic. Yeah. Eli.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have remembered that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they won. Everything was on the road.
Beat Favre and Rodgers in Green Bay.
Yeah, both their runs were road wild card runs. Yeah, okay. You're right. So there's 3. But Eli's an anomaly. He doesn't count. This guy, he's an anomaly, dude. He does. I gain more and more respect for him as he's retired.
I know.
So let's talk about this. Sidebar on this. Did you see the Manning cast?
A little bit of it.
Did you see it when Snoop was on?
No, but Snoop gave Eli a present.
Yeah, he gave him a death row chain, dude.
I love that.
So Eli puts it on, light blue cardigan, button up, collar out, death row chain.
Love it.
Hilarious.
And he had the right colors on too. Good for Eli.
Dude, I was dying. I was just like, he had, of course, cashmere sweater with a death row chain. Why not? This is the whitest human being who's ever had a death row chain on.
I know Peyton asked him who was like their favorite guest, and Eli said Snoop.
Yeah, hilarious.
Snoop, of course.
Hilarious. So anyway, Kaepernick, Vic, same type of deal. It's cold in Green Bay. Their run defense has always kind of been their Achilles heel. So, hey, let's start Trey Lance and let him run all over the place.
That's what I would do. I sure would. It's worked. The history is there.
The history is there.
Where would you rather see Rodgers? On the field or on the sideline?
On the goddamn sideline, because he is playing absolutely lights out this year. Absolutely lights out. So this is
MVP.
This is why I'm leaning. This is Green Bay wins these games. This isn't the championship game. I'm going with Green Bay. NFC Championship game. You might see the Packers be the Eagles, where they go to 4 straight and not break through because they run into the Rams or the Bucks, whose both defenses can't control that offense. Mm-hmm. And we saw what happened last year in the championship game with the Bucks going in there with a defense that was just flying all over the place.
Flying all over, yeah. They got everybody back. They were fast as hell.
That's what the Rams have happening right now, and I'm just like, damn, man, the Rams go up in there as long as Matthew Stafford has experience of going into Green Bay and playing when it's cold, so.
Yeah. Oh, and playing well. Yeah, the Lions hung L's on Green Bay while he was in Detroit.
That's what I'm saying. So, I'm also leaning towards.
It's going to be another Stafford-Rodgers matchup.
I'm leaning towards the games I want to see also. I'd actually rather see the Rams and Packers go at it because I think the Rams right now are a better football team. They're fully healthy, which is fun. Mm-hmm. It gives you a better game to watch, and you never know what Matthew Stafford's going to do.
You never know. But you never know. Like, it could go either way.
That's what I'm saying. You never know what he's going to do.
And then just, limp back on the field and be dragging half his body around and still throw a touchdown.
And then he can go out there and throw 7 picks. We don't fucking know.
And then end up like Ryan Fitzpatrick in the stands with his shirt off in Buffalo.
Yes, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
No, Fitzy.
You gotta love that guy. Brain of a brain of a surgeon and a heart of a plumber.
Yep. That's him.
To add to their team instead of another wide receiver, even though that would have really helped. But Aaron Rodgers is so good, he'll make those other guys who are going to have one-on-one matchups because Devontae is too goddamn good. He'll make them better than they actually are.
Yeah.
Right? So this is why you have Lazard and Aquemini
Oh yeah.
Equimini St. Brown.
Yeah.
This is why these guys all of a sudden will have a touchdown or a game where they have two.
Yeah.
Is Randall Cobb healthy? That's going to be huge because that's Aaron's guy.
Really, you could really use Tunyon in this one. Not having him hurts.
100%. But the X factor that they added, besides the defenders that they added that are balling out, like Rasul Douglas.
Rasul Douglas.
WVU. Let's go.
That's an Eagle throwaway too.
Is A.J. Dillon. Now you have
A.J. Dillon. X factor.
Yeah, you have a playoff finisher now. You have a guy that runs and leans forward who will chew up the clock and punishes people late in games. And trust me, when it's 1 degree, all hits hurt. Every single one of them hurts, and they are taking their toll. And the thing that sucks is this professional level football. Even if you're an all-pro player, you are not on the field every single play. So
standing on the sidelines is painful, people.
It is.
In that weather, ooh.
And then you got to run back in and try to be. It sucks, dude. It sucks.
Especially if you play for a coach and you have heated benches and they unplug the heated benches because they don't want you to sit down and get comfortable.
Yeah, don't get soft, fucking bitches.
Don't get soft. Yeah.
So yeah, Packers for me in this one. All right, so then what I think is going to be, the last of the 4 games, but easily the most entertaining. Chiefs and Bills.
Oh yeah.
This is.
Oh, Bills got revenge on the mind. Big time.
Yeah, and if you hate to, so you and I know, and other football players know. Boy, you hate to waste that perfect game in the first round of the playoffs because you're never going to get another one of those.
Right.
I mean, they did exercise the demons for real and beat the evil empire back down and say, no, you're not back. I get it, but probably should have wanted to save that one for like a championship game or something or a Super Bowl because you're never going to have another game where you have 7 drives, 7 touchdowns. You don't kick a field goal. You don't punt. There's no turnovers. It'll never happen again.
But it was like, remember when, and I know you'll remember this well, the Raiders, I can't remember who they faced in that first round of the playoffs. They stomped them out 40-something to nothing or whatever. And then they had to play in Foxborough in the snow against a young quarterback named Thomas Brady.
And a kicker who made the best kick in NFL history in that game.
Sure. And then we learned about the tuck rule.
Yeah, none of us knew, even me. What?
I mean, it always happens to the Raiders. Either it's an immaculate reception, a tuck rule, the holy roller. Like, these things always come down to the Raiders.
That's football karma, Al Davis. You should have chilled on all that. Just win, baby.
So, I mean, yeah, but the Raiders looked like they were going to win the Super Bowl in the first weekend of playoffs, and then they got bounced. So, the Bills, I'll say this, they're not going up against a rookie quarterback.
Nope.
Obviously. They're going against one of the fastest humans on earth.
Yeah, but defenses have contained him over the second half of the season.
Right, but then, so now what the Chiefs have done is that it's been pissing off like commentators and fans, scaling back as we said they should do, and just take what's given.
Yeah, Pringle
Pringle has stepped up.
Mecole Hardman has flashes, and then what's the other? There's another.
Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson.
Yeah.
He shows up every once in a while.
He does.
That whole Sammy Watkins letting him go really fucked up that offense.
Yeah, and it's not like Sammy's done anything special with the Ravens. It's like sometimes you just love the one you with.
Yeah. Givens for the Patriots. No. Deion Branch for the Patriots.
Deion Branch. Yes, it was Deion Branch.
Deion Branch, man. Just stick with the Pats. Don't go to Seattle for the money, dude. You came right back to the Pats, though. Like,
Sure did.
Bills and Chiefs, though, man. This game's going to be fucking awesome.
So when they match up, the running back who gives the Chiefs the biggest problem is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So if they can limit his rush yards, keep him in the pocket, but then also like limit his amount of time and then stick with their man, because I know we saw games earlier where Sorensen looked fucking lost. It looked like he was playing squash and not football. He didn't know where he was.
Well, see, that's the vulnerability in this whole game is Sorensen. So you look at all the other 3 safety spots, and they're all pros.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Chiefs' defense, Honey Badger has to shoulder so much of the load in the secondary to where the Bills are just all dope. So they just all do their thing. This is the X factor. Those 2 safeties for the Bills, I think, are better than what the Chiefs have to offer right now.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been injured.
Mm-hmm.
They went away from Drake this last game and actually used the other dude.
Gore?
Yeah, I mean, they went away from Gore and went with this other guy. And I was just like, who's this fucking other guy?
Yeah,
I went with Gore. What are you motherfuckers?
Yeah, and they had Daryl Williams, he's more of a goal line.
It's weird because when the Chiefs played Pittsburgh earlier in the year, Derek Gore had like 138 yards or something and 2 touchdowns, and then they didn't use him at all. And I was just like, wait a minute, what? This is why I hate fantasy football. Why?
And he's a home run hitter.
Yeah, it was weird. They didn't need it. It was Pittsburgh. Who fucking cares? They didn't need it.
Yeah.
They didn't need it. So, yeah, man. I think I want the Bills to win. See, this is why I like this, because I like the Bengals and Titans being on the opposite side, because it guarantees at least one of them is in the title game. Instead of it being Kansas City and Buffalo, which is what everybody expected in the title game. So we get to see Kansas City and Buffalo play.
Yeah.
And we also get to see a team that has a shot to go to the Super Bowl that, especially Cincinnati. Oh my God. Tennessee nobody expected either of those teams to make a Super Bowl run. So
every Browns fan, I can tell you this for fact, is sick to their stomach watching Cincinnati thrive right now, because they're like, that should be us.
See, this goes to show you, if you can get a guy, and I mean like a guy.
Then you gotta get a guy.
So the guy that they got is like generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's rare. You get like generational talent that it's like, Peyton Manning, this guy's going to be incredible. Andrew Luck, they knew was going to be amazing. Like, you just know sometimes. Deshaun Watson, you knew he was going to be Deshaun Watson.
And these are guys who show you more than tell you.
Yeah. And then there's other guys that will develop into it.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen developed into being the guy. He's the fucking guy now.
Sure. Yeah.
Justin Herbert was the guy from Snap 1.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, this guy is the guy.
But even Russell Wilson needed some time.
Russell Wilson.
He had that game manager stamp on him, and I was like, okay, for a little bit. But then I was like, he's not a game manager. He is the savior right now.
Tom Brady, it took 6-7 years for him to become the guy.
Yeah.
He won 3 Super Bowls he won, and he got MVPs because those last drives that he executed where everybody was just like, what the fuck? He's completed every single pass on 3rd down on this drive. It took them right down to field goal win. What the fuck? Yo, Joe Burrow, man, he's the guy. That's a guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. And I texted my brother. I said, Burrow is Brady. Burrow has Tom Brady tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert is Elway. He's just so goddamn athletic that you're just like, oh my God, dude. But Burrow is not the most athletic. He's not the biggest, but he has it, dude.
Yep.
He knows he's going to win. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
They already call him Joe Cool. as he's like smoking cigars in the fucking locker room. I mean, of course, you know what I mean. Which is just different. Which, see, this is how you know Baker just needs to get out of Cleveland and just maybe get to a new place where he could just really find some zen.
That's why I said Seattle, dude. Seattle, I thought was a good fit.
Oh, that's actually not bad at all.
I thought that was a good fit for him.
Yeah.
You're way out there, like in the West Coast market. Nobody will see your commercials. You know,
right.
It's great.
So that's what because I just know it's been sick.
You know what, though? I like it because, like I said a few weeks ago, Joe Burrow's going to do for Cincinnati, the football program, what Peyton Manning did in Indianapolis.
Sure.
They're going to build new facilities. They're going to upgrades to everything because now, especially, dude, we want to see them now. So they win a playoff game. Imagine they make it to a championship game, not even to a Super Bowl.
Right.
Next season going in, how many primetime games is Joe Burrow and the Bengals going to get now?
Oh, you're going to be seeing plenty of Jamar, plenty of Joey Boy Band.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So now they've
free agents looking like, hey, I like what's going on in Cincinnati.
Listen, free agents, they will tell you there are already free agents who went there because they heard and they're like, nah, I want to go play with this guy. Same thing with Justin Herbert. It's just like if you can't land in Cincy, I want to go play with. If I'm a free agent wide receiver and I'm good, I'm going with Herbert. That guy's amazing, amazing, and they can still pay you because they're on rookie deals.
Yeah. And also, I mean, getting the bag is great, but I mean, do you want to be miserable? Like, I love to win. If you're a competitor, you love to win. Losing is not fun.
At all.
At all.
And it's not, the Patriots aren't the Patriots anymore. It's a new Patriots, even though it's like the Patriots.
Sure.
Tom's not there, so that's all out the window. But that whole 20-year run, nobody had fun in New England. The free agents who went there, you didn't see big names go there. You saw cast-offs go there. This is a last option. I'm going to go there and do my job, and these guys only have fun whenever they open boxes and there's giant rings in there. That's the only day they have fun, and then literally...
Yeah, because they earned the payoff, right?
You saw how much fun Tom had last year.
They leave, and then they go have fun.
Yeah, that's it. So,
But he can afford to have fun because he got rings.
Exactly. And if you can show them, this is what you get if you do what we do. It's been proven. But that place isn't for everybody, though. So,
I don't care. I would be ring chasing. Hell yeah. I ain't gonna put my body through all that just to not get a ring. I'm gonna stand by this city and this organization. They all.
Well, so that's what's fun. That's what's funny about the Russell Wilson news that came out earlier today, that he is exploring his options because before the season was. Before the season was over, it was just like, oh no, I want to play here forever, and then my blah 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 blah. As soon as the season was over, we're making phone calls now. We're gonna see what's out there.
Just so you don't get booed by the home fan base.
They can't boo him. He brought them a Super Bowl title.
That's what I'm saying. Look, they burned. They burned LeBron's jersey. He brought them to the chip. I mean, they ran into the Spurs buzzsaw. I mean, but this kid did more in Cleveland. I mean, when you had Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, Terrell Brandon, Larry Nance, they didn't get you to a championship game.
He ran out of all.
With Boobie Gibson, Jamario Moon, Ira Newble. He brought these guys, okay?
He ran out of gas in the.
That guy's jersey? That's crazy.
Nah, he ran out of gas in that Pistons Game 7. Fourth quarter and overtime.
25 straight points by himself. Right. Of course.
He was done after that.
They burned his jersey. And then when he got him a chip, they were like, oh, yeah, well, oops, we didn't mean to burn it. Yeah, all right. Listen. There's certain players you just can't. You just don't.
Win.
Recognize what he did for your city.
Yeah, you have to. And plus, Russ has always been a good guy. He's a good guy, Russ, dude. Family man.
Tuesdays were going to the hospital visits.
Yeah. I mean, so if you look at it, when he left, what was it? Oh, shit. Where did he play before Wisconsin?
North Carolina State.
Yeah, NC State. That's what I thought.
Because Glennon, they had this young, long-necked quarterback that they loved named Glennon, and they wanted to punish Russell Wilson because he went to go play baseball, and then he came back, and they're like, well, we got Glennon now.
Well, also, when he left, the coaches, not the head coach, but the coaches and all of his teammates, administrators, teachers, everybody just had all this praise about Russell Wilson as a human being and whatnot. Mm-hmm. On his way to Wisconsin, where he did what Russell Wilson does. Same thing's going to happen. No one's ever said anything bad about this guy except people who don't like guys like him because they're like, it's fake, nobody's that good.
Right. Yeah.
No, Russell Wilson really is that guy.
Yes, I know. Until you meet them and you're like, do people like this really, truly exist?
Tim Tebow exists. Russell Wilson exists. These people exist.
I just worked with a guy in Arkansas. I think he's the absolute nicest person I've ever encountered in life, ever. And I told him every day. I was like, you are the nicest person I've ever met.
So when Mark Madsen got to the NBA, Shaq literally gathered everyone in the locker room and said, you are not to take him out. He's not the one. He's not going out with any of you. No girls. No, he was a virgin. He had never, he's one of those guys. He said, nothing. You play basketball and you go home and that is it. Like he is just here to do that. Like he was that, and he said, still to this day, that's the purest human being he's ever met.
Yeah.
He was driving an Astro van as an NBA player. Shaq had to go buy him a Yukon. He's like, yo, you can't, dude. You're like a Laker. You can't.
And he still has the best worst dance when he's on the podium doing this.
The Christian bushwhacker. That's what he looked like.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah, Shaq wouldn't let nobody touch him. He had to go buy him a wardrobe and he had to go buy him a Yukon. Like, yo, man, you were
smart. You leave those people alone. No.
You have to. Don't let this. Don't, because he's never done this. It'll kill him.
Yep.
It'll kill him. Don't do this.
Alone.
Hilarious. So, NFL news. Let's have some discussion since there's only 4 games to talk about. Do the Eagles keep Jalen Hurts as their starting quarterback, considering they have 3 first-round picks between 11 and 19 or something? They have 3 picks. It's a lot of draft capital, even though there's not a lot of big-name quarterbacks in the draft. Russell Wilson is exploring options. Maybe Philadelphia works at. He's what they want Jalen Hurts to be, is Russell Wilson. So why not just go get Russell Wilson?
I would hurt my heart if that would have happened, so I hope it doesn't.
All right, so let's not be a Giants fan and answer that question. It makes sense.
Sure. What I'm saying is this. When are we going to allow young quarterbacks to develop and not get caught up in this Justin Herbert? As soon as you get to the league, you are balling. When is that going to happen?
It won't now, because there's Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. You got guys coming out the gates and killing it.
They want you to be
Mac Jones. So you got Mac, who didn't light up the league, but had a fantastic rookie year.
He did have a great rookie campaign, a really good one. But at the same time, but okay. So you get Devontae Smith, who he played with in Alabama. You have running backs like Miles Sanders in one game got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carries.
Dude, they have Gainwell and Sanders and Boston Scott, Jordan Howard, and
he can run. So it's like restructure your team. you have an opportunity to have some success, right? And let's not forget, I mean, Jalen Hurts had games where he put up 350 yards passing, 3-4 touchdowns.
Yes, but they only beat teams that were below 500 all season. He didn't play good against anybody who was good.
So he's not prime time ready yet, but he needs more snaps. He needs more seasoning. Okay.
All right. So if you were an Eagles fan, what would you say? Hell yeah, go get Russell Wilson.
Well, of course, if I'm an Eagles fan, Yeah, bring the guy, make that statue alive of Foles and put him in the game.
No, I've been thinking about this Russell Wilson thing for seasons now, and like you got to look at teams that are the Eagles made the playoffs. They have more pieces than the Giants do. That's all I'm saying.
What I would do is this. I would use that draft capital on defense because you got some big defensive players who are about to leave. They've been in this league a long time. The defensive end, the big dude, 90-something. I forget his name now. It's not coming to me. But Brandon Graham is getting up there. So I would spend that on defense.
Well, this draft
defense, and then this draft class right now with quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying. This draft is going to be.
Give Jalen another chance, defense, and then next year see if he has some more seasoning. See if he does anything with it next season, and then the following season, if I don't see enough improvement to garner more time, then I go. But then by this time, my defense is getting better.
And by that time, Russell Wilson will be on somebody else's roster too.
Yeah, but then how many years does Russell Wilson have left? Whereas if I keep developing my guy, I can get another 10 out of him. With Russ, I'm going to get 2-3. And I don't want to leverage not getting my defense better. Especially if I'm looking over at Dallas and they have a Micah Parsons, right? I'm looking over at the Giants and they have a Xavier McKinney who's definitely getting better and better. And Jabril Peppers went down with the injury. And then I'm looking over in Washington and I see Chase Young. I'm looking at my defense like, who we got? We can't be the only defense that's subpar in this.
What I'm doing actually is I'm making the holy trinity of mobile quarterbacks donning Eagle jerseys come true. I'm swinging for Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, of course.
Yeah, Randall, Vic, Watson, dude, it would be perfect.
Sure.
You could market it all day long.
You know the people of Philadelphia will embrace Watson immediately.
And of course, they don't care about none of that shit. What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I had one of those cases. What?
You know who never would? The Giants.
The Giants.
Never.
So Deshaun Watson down there also, his youth fits. He's much younger than Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Faster and more willing to run because Russ, though he is extremely mobile, he uses his mobility to find a passing lane or find an area, a platform that he can throw from. He doesn't really take off that much.
Not anymore, nah.
No. So Deshaun Watson makes this. You're right. Now it makes 100%. Those fans don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck at all. They threw batteries and booed Santa.
That's what I'm saying. They don't give a shit.
They don't give a fuck. That makes a lot of sense. And they have capital. 3 first-round draft picks is huge.
Yep.
So, Dan Quinn getting head coaching gig offers everywhere. Probably should just...
Quinn is getting coaching offers, and so is Kellen Moore.
Well, so what I would do if I'm Dan Quinn is I'd stay in Dallas and just have the inevitable...
Take the Dallas job?
Yeah, the inevitable's going to happen. Big Mike's going to fuck up again and be out after this next season, and then just take over there.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have everything established already. You'd have the assistant coaches. You'd be able to pick whichever and keep whichever ones you wanted. You're already like 5 steps ahead of the game of going somewhere else and starting over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Dallas. Jerry's going to give you whatever you want.
And if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm pulling Ezekiel Elliott aside, and I'm saying this. Listen.
I'm trading him.
This other cat is going to get all the snaps unless you put some fucking weight back on and become at least anything close to what you used to be, or you got to bounce.
Yeah, this vegan shit's not working for him.
Vegan RVs right now. Whoever's in Le'Veon's ear, I'm telling him the same thing. Le'Veon, what is this? Like, what is this? Or you need to switch to slot receiver. Like, you need to figure it out.
So this is one thing that we did predict preseason. Another thing besides standings in the divisions, which we were literally almost spot on, which, we're going to have to do some futures bets next season now that it's legal on standings in conferences because those are long odds to start the season. But, the teams usually play. Anyway, went off on a tangent there. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. See, I be high, man.
Pollard, Ezekiel, we were talking about these running backs who turned vegan.
Yeah, this whole vegan thing is not worked out for any football player who wasn't already vegan and had figured it out and had built themselves off of that, right?
The only one I've ever seen it work for was Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, it's hard. All right, so we'll definitely say running backs. It does not work for you, dude.
Yeah, running backs, nah.
It doesn't work at all. So I would trade Zeke, actually. I'd get rid of him.
Yeah, but who's going to pick up that tab?
Somebody stupid. There's stupid owners out there. There's stupid GMs, dude. There's terrible GMs. Trent Balk still has a job as a GM.
Oh, yeah, he does. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody would do it.
The Texans?
See? That's what I'm saying. So
I might just try to send him to H-Town.
So, the Texans have also interviewed, since they got rid of Cauley, they've interviewed Quinn, obviously. And Byron Leftwich is making rounds right now.
Can we get into the firing of David Cauley real quick? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
1 year, you looked at that roster, and you knew what was up. Why? Why was he on the chopping block?
I think they're just going to clean everything out.
See, because now it's like you're telling on yourselves. Now you got this black head coach because you were trying to keep Deshaun, and it didn't move Deshaun at all. And so the Texans are like, well, you didn't serve your purpose. Peace. That's all it was.
Peace, homie.
So you have just revealed yourselves.
Yeah.
Texans. That's why. Because he didn't deserve to be fired.
Imagine that. A team
do anything with that roster.
A team named the Houston Texans doing some racist shit. Imagine that. They named themselves the Texans.
Oh, they were just like
dysfunctional.
Obviously desperate to keep Deshaun.
It's bad ownership. They got really bad ownership right now.
Terrible. It's the same owner who got rid of their best offensive lineman, Dwayne Brown, just because he said some shit that was just like, yeah, nah, why? He didn't agree with something. He was like, yeah, nah, And then, all right, nah, see ya, peace. What? Yeah, they're terrible.
So let's see what else is going on. Lots of arrests going on. When Brown's defensive tackle was arrested and assaulted an officer. Hilarious.
Oh, I didn't see that.
The Jags player got arrested after a high-speed chase. Hilarious. Players just fucking wilding out after the season.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be funny if they reached their incentives and got some bonuses and just out there just fucking. It goes to show you, like.
But this happens after every season.
Because
someone in the playoffs, somebody getting arrested.
You are so all in during a football season. It's literally all you are doing. This is it. Everything, all sleep, eat, everything you do is like, this is it. Kids, wife, family, whatever, friends, dog, I'll see you in 9 months. I gotta go do this thing. Mm-hmm. So when it's over, man, you know when that season's over, even if it's a disappointing end, that first night you might not go out, but that first night you do go out,
right.
Whole team.
It would normally take me about a week or two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That first week you might not, but that first week that everybody does go out.
I go out though. Yeah. But when I went out, oh yeah, it was popping.
You can't get in trouble. There's no football. Like, the coaches know. Even the coaches are out. Like, yeah, fuck this shit.
Survived. That's all I'm saying.
You got all the student assistant coaches and all the young assistants. They're also out. So it's just like, yeah, whatever. We out here.
Because everybody's hitting the same spot pretty much.
Seahawks fired Ken Norton as their D coordinator. So I'm telling you, things are changing up there. So Russ is going to be out. Pete's probably going to be gone. It's time to change.
I mean, that unit, but the way that unit was even built, they couldn't just replace it wasn't a plug and play sort of a thing. That was a special unit.
I think that if they do change everything, that they should also change their uniforms and go retro. Get off the neon green, everything. That's the whole Pete Carroll, all that. Go retro. Go with this, the silver helmet with the.
Looks like the old Silverhawks.
The old Chris Warren.
Yeah.
Joey Galloway uniforms.
Warren. That was my guy. I liked him. The old Joey Browner.
So I'm always for when a team changes regime, especially after a long time. I thought the Patriots should have revamped everything. 20 years with Tom Brady. It's a new team. It's new. We remember it happened, but it's.
I mean, Atlanta. I like Atlanta's uniforms. Atlanta switched it up.
That's what I'm saying. Atlanta constantly does that. Michael Vick came, they changed everything. They updated everything to the new ones. Michael Vick was done, they went back old school retro.
Yep.
Now it's a new one. I get it. They're
the new choice. They should kind of fine.
So I think regime changes, it should happen. Jacksonville keeps changing their shits all the time, but nobody cares. Even the Giants do subtle changes. It'll be like gray face mask.
We do a little something.
It'll be like, all right, we'll go to the gray face mask. It'll be like 10 years of that, and then they'll change to the white ones again.
The white ones, yeah.
Something little. Like the Jets did. Look, the Jets, it's all new Jets.
Look at Washington. Washington changed. They're about to really change it for real.
Yeah, I know, but the Jets, they made a real modern upgrade.
I like the Jets joint too.
That's what I'm saying. Because their last one was they went green helmet and all that, but it was old school. Now they changed the color and everything. So,
but who the best is the Chargers. Their uniforms are always fire.
Yeah, you cannot beat that powder blue.
You can't beat the powder blue. That's just too hot.
Yeah, I thought the Patriots should have changed. Go with red uniforms for the season or something like. Just change because it's it's a whole new thing.
Yeah.
Who else needs an update? The Chiefs have been the same, and the Packers have been the same goddamn things forever. They're never going to change. The Raiders.
The Broncos have been the same too.
See, that's another one. They need to change off of that whole John Elway, Peyton Manning thing. They need to update to something completely new because that one's played out. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one because the Raiders, they're never going to change. Why would you?
Nah, that's too iconic.
If the Chiefs didn't change already, they're never going to. They've already won a Super Bowl with Pat Mahomes and this whole group. It's going to be like that for a long time. So,
but also, this brings up something interesting. I wonder if they're going to change their names at some point. I know Washington got a lot of pressure to change. Cleveland Indians being changed. I haven't really heard anything about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, Middle America, it's going to take a little bit longer. It'll happen, though. Depending. If there's a political shift back to the opposite side and things, whatnot, they might let it rock for a while, but it'll eventually change.
But, you would have to change everything because it's the Chiefs and they play at Arrowhead. It'd be a lot.
New ownership. They'd have to, somebody else, a new ownership group would have to come in, and they'd have to change everything.
Probably.
The Steelers are never going to change their shit. I thought the Browns should. They should do something.
When they go to that Bumblebee Jailhouse Rock uniform, it's always terrible. Always terrible.
This is why I always think about this. I think the Bengals should change.
I was thinking about the Bengals.
They should go to a black helmet with orange stripes.
Yes, so the Bengals could do something interesting with more black in their uniform.
That's what I'm saying. Switch it to a black helmet and go to orange stripes.
That would look fire.
With the black uniform, dude, that would be so dope.
You know what I think though? I think the USFL will help this because it's that independent league. Their uniforms are going to be crazy. So people will buy those jerseys because they're just ill. Because what I'm saying, it's just different. So I can see some NFL teams getting their cue from some of the USFL teams.
Yeah, I was thinking about this watching the Bengals. I was like, they got all this young team. It's all new. They finally they got over the hump.
You don't think Joe Burrow and Chase's uniform is gonna get snapped up.
That's what I'm saying. So you rebrand everything, get all new shit, and then you get the retro shit as throwback. It just makes so much sense. I'm saying he's going to change everything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's dope. It's dope. He should. But yeah, I was thinking about that. The black helmet with orange stripes, even though I know a tiger doesn't look like that in nature. Who cares? It's football. It's a uniform. I've seen tigers that are silver. Memphis. The Memphis Tigers, their fucking football is silver with blue stripes. Find me one of those in nature, assholes.
Right.
The black helmets, though, with the black uniform would be fire.
That would be fire. Throw that orange in there, that would be fire.
Yeah, so dope. And they're all young, too. It all look cool.
Walking Halloween. People.
You know, Chase will have his black visor on with the black helmet. It's easy. It's easy. But these GMs and these ownership, they don't do shit like this. The Bengals don't spend money. They don't think of things like this, though they should. You don't want to keep that guy at quarterback. You want to keep him there. You don't want him at the end of his rookie deal to be like, nah, fuck this shit. I am out of here.
And as we're thinking about that, I was thinking about the Vikings, too, because they've had the same old boring shit for years. But also now, because they're going to be getting rid of, how many lives does Kirk Cousins have? I don't know.
Well, Zimmer's gone, and everything's done there. The GM's gone. Kirk Cousins will be gone.
So then we'll have Kirk Cousins floating around in the league. Someone's going to snap him up. He's going to land somewhere.
And they are going to go one game below 500.
Where does Captain Kirk land? Panthers?
Giants. You guys will go.
No, don't even say that.
Fucking 8-9-1. 8-9, one game below 500, guaranteed.
Don't even curse me in this way. Look, don't curse me this way.
See, the Vikings, there's no way you can update their uniforms. It has to have the Viking horns. It's like the Eagles. You can't change that. You can't change that.
I mean, you could get creative with the design, though.
Yeah.
And they have changed Eagles uniforms over the years, but I haven't really seen them do anything with the Vikings.
No, it's been the same old things. They might change, like, subtleties, but it's nothing major.
Yeah.
Some of them are due for overhauls, man, like complete overhauls. Yeah. Jacksonville keeps trying. It doesn't. Remember they had the two-tone helmet? Yeah. It was supposed to fade, but it was literally just like somebody spray painted the bottom half of their helmets gold.
That's what it looked like. I mean, you got the Colts. I mean, they could do a little something.
They're never going to change. Jim Irsay's going to keep that traditional. His dad owned that team. Like,
yeah, he's gonna smoke the Jersey Profits anyway. smoke, drink, and pill popping.
Yeah, the Pats should have changed. They could have gone back to the old Pat the Patriot.
Yeah. I like that. I was thinking about that on the side of the helmet. That's just dope.
Do it for like a couple years and then come out with a new. Like an official, like it took us, we brought in focus groups and all this dumb shit that they do and come out with a real rebrand. It looked like the Washington football team. It's taken them this long to name a team.
I know.
Like, really, how long you've had fan votes, focus groups, political action, like all this shit going on, and I guarantee you it's not going to be cool.
No one's going to be happy with the name anyway.
Dude, it's going to be like the Commanders or something like... Supposedly that's the one that I've heard, rumor-wise. Yeah, so stupid. Sounds like a WNBA team.
What are they commanding?
Respect.
Yeah, she is.
It's got to be the Red Wolves, man.
I know you are all in on the Red Wolves.
Either that or the Red Hogs because of the history of the team with the
Hogs.
The Hogs. That makes sense. But they're going to do something political, like Cleveland changed to the Defenders.
Oh, that's what the baseball team changed to?
Something like that. They have those two statues on the sides of the bridge that leads into Cleveland.
Okay.
And whatever, it's that they named it after those things. It's like the Defenders or fucking.
Oh, okay. So it's like it's having to do with the city. Okay.
Yeah. So Washington don't do the same thing. Commanders, Admirals.
Because you already have the Capitals.
Yo, what is the what's the Harlem Globetrotters? What's the team that they beat every game that
Generals.
the Generals. Just name yourself after a perpetual loser.
Well, see, that's the thing. It was weird when the Washington Bullets changed their name. But I was like, hello, have you been to D.C.? That makes a lot of sense.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. Of course, they're the Bullets.
I loved it. They were like, yo, we can't call ourselves the Bullets. We are the #1 murder capital of this country for years. We have to do something.
So it was right on the nose.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
So I remember when they did that, they had this big fan contest, and
Yeah.
and Wizards was one of the ones that one of the fans picked, and that's how it ended up as the Wizards. I was just like, the Wizards.
Somebody was high because they all high as hell. It was all on that rock.
Smoking rocks. Anything else going on in the league? It doesn't look like it because there's so little things. We're now reaching like the dead period for roster moves and whatnot outside of coaching interviews. It's about the only thing that's happening. Since you're now allowed to interview coaches 2 weeks before the season even ends, you don't even have to wait for the season to end, which means you don't have to wait for the playoff runs. So Byron Leftwich is getting a lot of interviews right now. So you have to look at that. Are these going to be distractions heading into these games? Because sometimes this happens.
It does, but what I've seen is like Bruce Arians, Tom, TB12. Everyone's saying great things about Leftwich, and so they're happy, and they all feel like he should get a shot. So I don't think so. And also they're a veteran team, so they're not going to allow that. But yeah, I don't think
You can
and
see,
it's on the table. It's not like, oh no, I'm not going to leave, and then like really wants to. So I don't see it.
no. So you could see Tampa's entire coaching staff change. Todd Bowles is going to get interviews.
Listen, you know who should be getting interviews also? Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris is going to get interviews. They already talked about that. You're looking at, let's go. It's just the players aren't healthy. This is the only issue.
I know.
You remember when the Patriots won the third one, and then all the coaches went elsewhere.
Oh yeah.
It was like literally like Charlie Weiss,
Yeah, Romeo
Crennel. They had that embrace, the three of them, because they knew this is it, dude. You guys are gone. Go do your things. Go be losers somewhere else. Calls considering how terrible the head coach he was.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Like in lieu of giving someone new an opportunity to see what they can do.
So Raheem Morris, when they asked him about it, he said, when I got the gig in Tampa, I was not ready for it. I was too young, but you're not going to say no to an NFL coaching gig.
Right.
No.
Hell no.
So, now he's more seasoned, been on a championship team, experience, so now it makes more, he said, now I'm ready. It makes more sense. So, Bieniemy keeps getting skipped. Another one, Brian Daboll, he's definitely going to get a job. If he wants to leave Buffalo, he will. If they win a Super Bowl, he's going to get a head coaching job somewhere. He'll leave. If they don't, I think he'll possibly stay until they do. Because they're like so close. Championship game last year. If they make the Super Bowl or if they make the championship game, they might be like, let's try it one more time.
Well, also, because you see what a difference Stephon Diggs made to their team.
Yeah. So Daboll's another one that's going to get ahead. He's going to get jobs, but Bieniemy's not in the conversation of assistants who are getting interviews right now.
Out of the conversation.
And then of course you got like bad coaches getting interviews. I don't know. It always happens.
And Harbaugh's name keeps coming up.
Yeah, they're bringing in Harbaugh's name for Chicago. Which would make sense. I think there's a possibility he thinks he's reached the ceiling at Michigan because I don't think that he thinks that he can build a team that can beat Alabama, Georgia, teams like that. Like it's just not. He saw it. Like
he had a defender, Hutchinson, who was up for the Heisman, and they got mollywopped.
That kid did nothing during that game.
He did nothing.
I think Harbaugh saw for the first time because, he was in the Pac-10, never really played anybody in the SEC when he was in Stanford. And since he's been in Michigan, it's just they haven't been successful enough to be in big bowl games. They've only played Big Ten teams, right? So whatever they call it, it's still the Big Ten, I think. Whatever.
Still big. Yeah.
So this was his first time of really seeing it. And there's a possibility like Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly left Notre Dame because he knew I've reached the ceiling here. With this, the academic requirements at Notre Dame and what's going on down south, I either have to go down there or it's just never going to happen. So he went down there.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I think Harbaugh might have reached his ceiling.
I could see Eric Bieniemy going to Chicago, and him working with
Fields.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to be an offensive coach. You can't bring in another defensive coach.
I'm saying.
Um,
they keep looking at. They looked at Leslie Frazier, who I was like, "Damn, Leslie Frazier is back on."
That's what I'm saying, dude. There's these people that are getting like, if you had any experience, they count NFL coaching experience as like the most pivotal factor when thinking about hiring somebody. And it's like, if you've had head coaching experience, unless you were an absolute dud, you're going to get another shot. It just happens. And then if you're mediocre as a head coach, you will be perpetually employed in the NFL somewhere on mediocre teams.
Yeah, or you'll be a coordinator or whatever.
Yeah, like you're perpetually in the league somewhere.
Yeah,
like Jason Garrett. This guy's always going to have a job and underperform.
Is he in college now? Is he going to go somewhere in college?
He has to. Nobody in the NFL wants that.
Yeah,
Nobody wants that. So yeah, you could see the Bucks have wholesale change. Yeah. They should have had it last year, honestly. It's just everybody decided to come back for one more.
Run it back. I would have ran it back too.
Yeah, of course.
I would extract every second I could with TB12 on the tee.
And
it's done.
If you can somehow have a TB12 miracle and Tom pulls another one out, because it's Tom, it could happen.
Could happen.
They're single games. He threw 3 interceptions in an NFC title game and they still won.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. If they somehow perform a miracle, let's run it back again. Let's all come back again. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because there'll be jobs opening next year. Anyway, whatever. And, hey, you give it one more year, Byron Leftwich. A San Diego job, or the Chargers job might be open after another season. And
might be, because that was the timeout heard round the world.
Boy.
Why did you do that, Staley? Oh, man, you just...
Everybody knew that you weren't the guy at that moment.
At that, yeah. Yup, that was the point.
And then, by underperforming like that, everyone looks at you and saying, you have that guy. You have Herbert. You have that guy. We all watch him. And you didn't even make the playoffs.
Yep.
So imagine if Herbert somehow ended up in Indianapolis instead of Carson Wentz, with Frank White as the coach and that roster. It's a Super Bowl team. See? That's what I'm saying. That's the difference in coaching levels. So this bad coach over here, he's not going to last more than one season of this bullshit. So, Byron Leftwich, I want to hold off another season, dude, because there's going to be a really good job that's going to open, and there's only so many of those guys. Unless the Bengals fuck up, but they just won their division. Pittsburgh's going to have to regroup and figure out who they are. Cleveland is Cleveland. Baltimore.
Yeah, believe in Zach Taylor and Joe.
That's what I'm saying. He's ingrained himself. He's there.
Yeah, he's there.
Burrow's off the table. That job's off the table, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at it wherever Aaron Rodgers is. Tom Brady's not leaving Tampa. He's going to end his career there.
Sure.
So there's only so many guys. Justin Herbert being that young and that cheap, which allows you so many other options. That is going to be the best, most enticing job opening after next season. Or is it Arizona? Because they keep doing that dumb shit, and Cliff Kingsbury will get fired.
Oh, boy. Yeah. That was bad.
Not
Also, though, I like Kyler Murray, but he has terrible body language.
Yeah.
On the sideline. He's not a leader. He's a great player, but he's not a leader. And at the quarterback position, you gotta be a leader.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and he's always sitting off by himself and always like, what is that? What is that shit? Come on now. Like, and there's quarterbacks who get on you and all that, and after a while, but like, if TB12 gets on you, you understand he's earned that. Like, you could just look at his resume. Okay, yep, I got you. And I know you know what you're talking about. Kyler may know what he's talking about, but you're not talking to your players on the sideline like that. And then you're yelling at them when they make mistakes, but you're not over on the sidelines with them talking to them. Like, hey, on this one, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. If you look at sidelines when you catch it, you'll see TB12 doing it. You'll see Aaron Rodgers does it. Russell Wilson you want to compare yourself to Russell Wilson? Look at what Russell Wilson does. Like, you don't see Russell Wilson with bad body language on the sideline. He's
Ever.
there, urging his guys, talking to them like this. So it's just.
See, this is where I give Dak credit at. Rarely do, and this I never really understood, but rarely, like, say, when the defense is on the field, do you see the offense standing up on the sideline, cheering on their teammates? They're always, even if they're not in, like, the coaches that are over there, they're just sitting there chilling with just waiting for, like, till it's their moment to go in. Dak don't do that shit.
And that's why they fuck with Dak. That's why when he got hurt, the whole team came on the field.
Yeah, Dak is up the entire game when he's not being coached, cheering, encouraging. The whole Russell Wilson never stops.
Never stops. That's what I'm talking about.
Tom will stand up and watch the game. He might not, he's 44. He's not had the youth.
Even Captain Kirk does it. He's doing it.
It always bothered me when they were like, they're just sitting there, and I'm just like,
sulking. And just like, what you doing, yo?
You
know what you could do? Take that shit and find a tennis court. You could do that all day.
They got LaDainian Tomlinson face on the sideline.
Yeah. He wanted to get in there so bad. I know.
He just kept his helmet on with the black shield. You knew what his face looked like under there. He was so tight. That was their best year, their best 14-2, their best opportunity to beat the Patriots and get it, and fucking like 3 plays into it, you're done.
They win. If they get to the Super Bowl, they win.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't crack it.
Nah. It was never meant for you. That's how it goes. So, yeah, that's all I got for you, homie. I got nothing else. Unless I know you watch Stephen A. laugh after the. See, this is the only time I like Stephen A. is when the Cowboys lose, because he always does the next morning. He does some video where he's in
with the hat,
and he dances and he laughs, and it's.
I can't with him, but I mean, no. So I didn't see it. But
I hate the Cowboys enough.
Yeah, that you'll tolerate that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I'm just like, yeah, I kind of feel like that. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
But I do feel like, fuck the Cowboys, and this is what you get. Also, speaking of this, he said Kingsbury never deserved the Cardinals' job. I agree, Stephen A. I've hated this from day one.
He did say that, and I understand why he said that. Yeah, I get it.
I've never been a Kingsbury guy. I don't like this. This is it. This is exactly what you get. And he has shown every year he's been in there, even though they improve on paper, record-wise, they keep improving. The last 6 weeks of the season, his record as an NFL coach is like 3 and whatever. He just doesn't win late in the year.
Also, look at the talent that they have flowing in there. D-Hop. You know what I'm saying? Somehow they got Buda Baker. That was just great. I mean, you bring in J.J. Watt. You bring in A.J. Green. You bring in James Conner, who's not a scrub.
At all.
You like bringing these cats in. I would bring in Zach Ertz. Yeah. I better see results. Yeah.
Oh man, Eli with his death row chain on is the most yin and yang thing I have ever seen in my life. The look on his face with that cashmere fucking cardigan on and a gold death row chain.
Legendary.
To think of what that chain represents and how many people have died for that.
I would
so funny.
Put that around my Hall of Fame bust.
Oh, he would.
Yes.
Now that we've gotten a glimpse into his personality, he would totally do that.
I would 100% do that.
I bet you, he probably wears it every time he's around Peyton now. Every single time, no matter the outfit, he puts it on.
Hey,
if he's,
Peyton, you know who I got this from? Snoop.
Yay! I was talking to Peyton. I was talking to Cube earlier.
Right.
Today was a good day, homie.
I don't know who thought of that show with them doing it. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. That was so smart.
Yeah.
Mad more people watch that instead of the other one, instead of the broadcast.
I still watch the broadcast.
I will go back and forth, but
It depends on who's on.
yeah.
I find it annoying because of the tech issues when they're just watching the game.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
all the pauses trying not to step on each other's toes I've been watching football for fucking 41 years at this point. Kind of used to having announced the play-by-play going on so that I can look away and still know what's happening.
Right.
So it's cool.
The TV and radio experience in one. No.
It's cool. They're funny. Eli's funny. Peyton's always been funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know Eli was this funny. This is hilarious.
It's hilarious.
No, I get it. Like, you'd have to have that personality in order to be Peyton's younger brother. You have to. You'd never survive.
Sure.
The bar is so high that you'd rather just laugh and walk underneath of it instead of even looking up.
Which then begs the question, it just makes you really want to know what Cooper is about. Which I heard he used to get after he got hurt and he wasn't playing anymore, he used to get after it. He was at the parties getting after it.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Fuck it.
Hell yeah, I would. Yeah. So that's funny. But yeah, it would be dope, like we talked about before, if they did get this group together, take over Denver.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got. Let's see what they got. See what they build.
Well, if Peyton's GM track record to this point is any indication, it is going to be a fucking train wreck.
Oh. Getting Gase jobs. Yeah, that would be.
Getting Gase multiple jobs and things of that nature. Danny Dum-Dums. Getting him drafted and whatnot. All that stuff. Because if they own the team, they're going to bring in that fucking guy from Duke as the quarterback's coach or something. 100%.
Well, I'll say this. There are still people who believe in Danny Dum-Dum.
Don't say that.
There are. This is a fact.
What, his mom and his dad?
No, like people who had anything to do with his birth plan.
Do these people understand the game of football, especially at the NFL level?
But they watch, and they're actually fans of the Giants.
Well,
and they put a lot on the offensive line. They put a lot on, and yes, I do get that. But you can't put everything on the offensive line. As a matter of fact, Andrew Thomas, who I've ripped to shreds, especially his rookie year, actually had a good season. He only gave him 2 sacks.
Well, I think that if the alternative at this moment is Jake from State Farm or the
long neck Lennon.
The football giraffe.
The football giraffe for sure.
Who was the worst quarterback in football at any level this year.
Yeah.
By far.
It was disgraceful.
If those are your 2 options, then Danny Dum-Dums is by far the best of these options.
He is, which is just... So you understand the sad state of affairs.
And, the offense, especially the offensive line being in the state that it's in, and then you still stuck with this... Well, now you got rid of him, so you don't know who the head coach is at this point, who the GM's going to be. It's going to be hard to bring in Russell Wilson right now. It's not going to happen.
No. Because, yeah. Because he's going to want to know who the GM is and then who the head coach is.
Where he's moving to, all this stuff, so... Yeah. It's unfortunately, even though we've been calling for this for over 2 seasons now, it just made so much sense. The timing, unless Russ wants to wait it out because he really wants. The only one you better be streaming Sierra's music, telling all your homies, all your homegirls, play her music, get her numbers up. We need Sierra. She's the only one powerful enough in this scenario to get him to hold out until New York is exactly what he wants.
True story. And she has the power.
She has the power.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. It's just a fucking train wreck right now. I mean, and even though I have been preaching, like, can we give young quarterbacks time? All right, I've seen him.
No, he's had enough.
He's had a turnover in every flipping game.
And that's, as an NFL quarterback, the one thing that you cannot do, even if you don't win games and you aren't dynamic and explosive, is just don't turn the ball over. You could play forever. Captain Kirk doesn't turn the ball over. He just doesn't win football games.
Right.
Right. Jimmy G.
Chad Pennington didn't turn the ball over a whole hell of a lot.
Jimmy G
didn't have elite arm strength.
Yeah.
And he lasted in the league.
Jimmy G. Yeah, he doesn't turn the ball over. He'll be in the NFL for as long as he wants to be.
Yeah.
Even if he's a long-term backup, just because he has started experience, he wins when he's healthy. That's been proven.
Yep.
He actually wins. They never ask him to do too much, but it's the fact that he wins when he's healthy goes to show you that he makes proper decisions on the football field. That's all that is.
And let's not forget, he was 1 incompletion for being a Super Bowl champ.
But it wasn't. Nobody looks at it as 1 incompletion because that 1 incompletion was by about 7.5 yards.
I mean, true.
It was a whole Scotty Miller parlay away from being complete. About 8.5 yards.
Yeah.
All right, homie, I gotta go eat some food.
Yeah, do you think?
We will be in touch because it is playoff football. So when something ridiculous is going to happen. But like I said, these are the 4 matchups that when the playoff teams who were in made it because Herbert didn't fucking make it and the Steelers did and shit like that. These are the matchups that I actually wanted to see.
I'm going to be paying particular close attention to that Titans-Bengals game. That is the game for me.
100%. Everybody's going to be waiting to see what version of King Henry we actually get.
Yeah, that is the game.
And then you're also looking at the most exciting offense in football right now and then the best coached team. So it's like literally 2 completely different styles. The Bills and Chiefs is going to be fun because it can turn into a 90-point shootout.
Good. Yeah.
Easily.
Good. Yeah. I mean, and you obviously the Rams and Tampa Bay is just going to be, because it's just going to be full of stars. You know what I mean?
So I look at the Rams and Tampa as which defense beats the other one's offenses. Who's going to win that game?
That's what's going on.
Because the defenses are better than the offenses given Tampa Bay's injuries right now on both teams. No matter, the offenses are loaded with stars, but those defensive units are Super Bowl caliber units. Tampa Bay's already proven it.
Yep.
You don't even have to just look at the roster for the Rams. Just look.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald
So honestly,
and Von Miller,
and Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey.
and
Forget it.
Aaron Donald wrecks a game by himself. You also have Von Miller, who is also a clutch
Yes.
player who just happens to play defensive end, which is scary. He's going to get sacks and strip sacks when it counts the most. Always happens.
Gonna cause interception. Yeah. He's gonna. Yeah. Yep.
100%.
And then the game that loses out really is the Green Bay San Francisco game. I mean, people will watch. We'll tune in, but it doesn't have. We tune in. The player who I really want to see most is Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
That's why I want to tune in. I want to see what Deebo's going to do.
Yeah, we want to see that, but this is why I wanted those two to match up with each other, because it's almost a foregone conclusion that Green Bay's probably going to the next round anyway. In San Francisco, Jimmy G having multiple injuries and whatnot, whatever.
And I guarantee you, Aaron Rodgers still has a chip on his shoulder, not being chosen by San Francisco.
100%. This Green Bay is like a lock almost. So you wanted to see Green Bay in the NFC Championship game. This is something you want.
Yeah.
Either team from the other game, acceptable to me. If it's the Rams, awesome, whatever. If it's Tampa again, whatever. It's like LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Tom's gotten, they're both on that level that if they make it, we're going to watch them. And if not, it's just like, oh, hey, shit, somebody else gets a shot this time. Awesome.
Yep.
And then the other side, I want to see the Bills in the Super Bowl, dude.
It could be a Bills. So we could be looking at the Bills and Bengals.
Awesome.
In the AFC Championship game.
See, this is where you get scenarios of what do you want to see. I would rather see the Bills and Bengals in the AFC Championship game than the Titans and the Chiefs.
So let's check this out. Out of the 4 AFC teams, only one has Super Bowl chip. That's KC.
Yeah.
So if KC gets knocked out, so we would have 3 teams that could win their first Super Bowl on the AFC side.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And on the NFC side, let's see. Tampa Bay, obviously they got one. Green Bay has.
The Rams
do not.
No.
Yes, they do. Okay. Yes, they do. Kurt Warner.
Yeah, that's St. Louis though. That's
it's St. Louis. It's different.
the whole different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. It's not LA Rams. Different. And then obviously San Fran. Yeah.
And their storied history, but not recently by any means
Right.
whatsoever.
Right.
So, I mean, realistically, you want to see Green Bay, obviously, and like I said, either one. I actually would rather see the Rams since they're healthy.
Okay. So before you go, interesting question. Well, obviously, if Aaron Rodgers finds his way to his second ring, it absolutely solidifies his legacy. I mean, I think his legacy's already solidified.
Already set.
I mean, but getting that neck, I think he really, really wants that. He sees Ben with 2,
Eli
with
has 2.
Eli with 2. I know that probably destroys him.
Peyton 2.
Peyton 2. Yeah, so
John Elway 2.
Yeah, sure, that's right.
That's the next
right
level.
now- yeah.
Especially
now-
with Super Bowl winning quarterback. There's levels to it, because if you only have one, which is the stigma that Aaron Rodgers has right now, you only got one and nobody knows how. There's the you never got any, Dan Marino.
Yep.
There's the you only got one, Steve Young. Aaron Rodgers, like, you guys only got one. Peyton was stuck at 1 it was like, oh, are you really only going to win 1? And when you got to 2, his whole narrative changed.
Yeah, sure did.
So you got to get to 2 to get into that lock, greatest of all time. There's no questions about it. You have multiple titles. Big Ben and Eli got multiples that aren't in the conversation of greatest of all time.
But Eli got, like, one of the illest gamers, like playoff gamers, fourth quarter, like, give me a throw, give me this dude. Like, for some reason, this dude just unlocks another level of himself.
2 Super Bowl titles, and you're going to the Hall of Fame as a quarterback. Like, it's happening. So, and then you have, Montana, Brady, Bradshaw, people with multiples, which is such a short list. Aikman's got 3. I don't know who else has got more than 3.
Yeah.
The list isn't long.
No. Yeah, I was just running through QBs in my head. No.
Because it always came down to Montana.
Back to Bart Starr.
Yeah, Bart Starr. I guess, what's the Cowboys quarterback from way back in the day?
Starhawk only has 1.
See? Wow, look at that. He only has 1. Not that, like,
he should have had 2, but Jackie Smith, bless his soul, dropped tight end, dropped wide open in the end zone, dropped it, and then the Steelers end up winning that one.
Doesn't Joe Flacco have 2?
Nope. Hell no.
He's got 1. See, this is why you have to win 2, because there are quarterbacks like Flacco.
Who's not going to the Hall of Fame?
What was the other Tampa's quarterback?
Trent Dilfer?
Trent Dilfer. Then the other one for... There's been a lot of bad quarterbacks who have won Super Bowl titles behind great defenses.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So that's why, like, if you only win 1, it's just like, well... Like Big Ben's first Super Bowl, he didn't have nothing to do with that Super Bowl title.
Actually, Kurt Warner only has 1.
Yeah. But given the fact that he was a grocery store stock boy and all that.
He has a movie coming out about him. Or it's already out.
It's already out, but given his story arc, like, forget about it.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's already a Hall of Famer, so yeah.
And, not only did he do that for St. Louis on a literal Hollywood storybook run, which they made a fucking movie out of, then he goes to a terrible franchise and takes them to the fucking Super Bowl and changes their entire trajectory and outlook, which they're still irrelevant today because of what him and Fitzgerald did, because they were trash for my entire lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Or you just have a magical season like Mark Rippon and win 1.
Yeah. Catch a heater.
Yeah.
Kaepernick almost got one.
Sure did.
He had 1 season where he was just like, wow, this guy is playing lights out right now.
Sure did.
And he just couldn't not Kaepernick that throw to Michael Crabtree, because all he knows how to do is throw it through walls and through people's hands. He had no touch to get it over the defender and drop the nose down, so Crabtree had a chance. He only threw in straight lines, people. There's nothing he could do about it.
Yeah.
It was there.
That thing was humming, coming at you.
Big Ben made that same exact throw to that same corner.
Oh, yeah. I know.
And
San Antonio.
he was stretched out as far as he possibly could, but you have to get the nose to come down a little bit. You can't just throw a bullet.
Yeah, that was that whole shit was crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Ben, man. Hall of Fame career. That's you should have retired 3 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
You did nothing over the last 4 to 5 years that added on to your legacy, your career, your Hall of Fame resume. You padded some numbers. That's about all you did.
I guess.
No one's going to remember those years.
No, not at all. I mean, and what's worse is that the organization didn't get a viable replacement.
At all. So it's funny. First ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. Guaranteed. Easy. He's top 10 in almost all numbers, including wins. 2 Super Bowl titles. Went to a third one.
Yep.
His most memorable play of his entire career is a shoestring tackle.
A shoestring tackle against Indianapolis that saved Jerome Bettis' ass.
And got him a Super Bowl, his first Super Bowl title.
Super Bowl in Detroit.
Which he wasn't even, Hines Ward was the MVP.
Hines Ward was the MVP. And it was Fast Man Willie who really got busy at running back.
Yeah. Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah, Matt Hasselbeck. Yeah, heads so we can win the game.
Yeah, we want the ball and we're going to win the game.
Yeah, we want the ball. We're gonna win the game.
Immediately, the very first play is a pick six. You could not have written it any better.
What was his name? Al
Harris.
Al Harris, yeah.
With the
Al
dreads.
Harris. Yep.
Running slow as shit up the sideline with Hasselbeck. And diving.
Right.
Oh, football karma is beautiful, people. All right, homie. We'll be in touch.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right, people. I got food to eat and a wolf to hang out with. Vegas, as always, appreciate it, homie. Everybody that has watched, will watch, you already know. It's playoff football. It's the most exciting time of the year for old football heads like ourselves. I will see you Thursday.